we're going to do it.
I think we're doing it. Welcome to Punch Drunk Sports, fuck faces.
Hell yeah.
Here with my good friends, two of my favorite people in the world, Tait Fletcher and Steve Rannazzisi, Punch Drunk regulars.
Fuck yeah.
I apologize for Tuesday. Everybody was very upset with us. Like, we have any control over this, but we promised we would get one in, and here we are. And thanks for coming back.
No problem. I was here on Tuesday reporting for duty, but, you know.
You're kidding me.
Technical issues. Yeah. That's what happens, dude.
The fans thought they had it bad.
I know. I had to come here and just hang out with these guys.
I'm sorry.
And then I was talking to Ari, actually getting some stuff done, and Sam's like, I got to go, and just closed his computer. And
yeah, we were at least Skyping with Ari.
In the middle of like a conversation. He's like, I got to come. He just left. I was like, all right.
Sam's at the Punch Bone.
Punch
Bone. Funny Bone in...
no, the Punch
Line
in
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
All weekend, and Ari is going to the Yankee game. Hopefully there's another fight. I know you're a big Yankee fan. What do you think of that fight?
First of all, I haven't seen a good fight like that in a while.
One of the best baseball fights we have had in a long time.
What would be the second best baseball fight? How many years do you got to go back?
I mean, the Pedro Martinez when he threw the old guy to the Don Zimmer to the ground in the playoffs. That was a pretty good one.
But that was years ago.
But that, you know what though? The difference between that one and this one, I remember A-Rod and who's the catcher for the Red Sox? Veritek were like they squared up, right? But there were no punches. Yesterday, Cabrera squared up, and he kind of swung, and then they squared up and they fought. But, you know, Austin Romine had the catcher's gear on.
I wonder what was said.
That's the guy you don't want to fight on the
baseball
team.
he's wearing a helmet,
Those are the
chest
toughest
protector.
guys.
And when Cabrera swung, Romine ducked down and just grabbed him and brought him to the ground.
I want to know what was
brought him to
said.
the ground and just kind of, and then just started just laying in like
traditional
punches.
ground and pound.
I want to know what was said because they're nose to nose.
Two versions of what was said. Romine said that he just said, he's like, you know, this isn't about you. He's like, are you saying something to me or something? Because Romine's brother's on the Tigers. The catcher for the Yankees who fought, his brother's on the other team. So apparently, I guess he was saying he had heard some stuff about Cabrera, and the umpire, he was complaining to the umpire about something, and Cabrera jumped in and he said, hey, this isn't about you. Cabrera's version is, he said, I'm not fucking talking to you. So, you know, who knows what's right, but whatever it was, that was enough for him to square off.
Yeah, that's the good excuse to fight for.
Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't talking to you, or this wasn't about you. That discernment, it's subtle. It's subtle, the insult.
Yeah. This is coming off a guy getting hit in the last inning, though, so they had taken some offense to it.
They'd thrown, and then the Yankee guy threw at the Detroit guy, kind of like in retaliation, and then now that
fascinating.
Like three times bench
like
cleared.
Adults, he threw a ball.
Oh yeah, it's like, hey man, you throw at my guy. Guess what?
I thought Cabrera was wrong. I thought Betances on the Yankees was wrong. He hit a dude the next time in the head. Like, he says he didn't mean to hit him in the head, but he
threw a ball and hit him in the head?
Yeah, on purpose.
When
you're throwing hit him,
is that a crime?
Assault.
Dude, that's pretty bad.
And
that guy throws 95.
If the guy dies, like, you're throwing it, you know what I mean?
He says he didn't mean to hit him in the head. He was going to hit him.
I meant to hit him, but not in the head?
Yeah, like you're supposed to hit. If you're going to hit someone, you're supposed to hit him in like the ass, the back, the thigh.
Yeah.
If you're aiming to hit someone to send a message.
Shoulder, thigh.
When you say you're supposed to, that's how you're trained?
Well, if you're sending a message, like sometimes, I guess, you know, it's like unspoken things. It's like the if you hit a home run, your team, and then the next time up, your best player gets hit, maybe first or second pitch on the ass, you know that was on purpose. So now your job as a pitcher, no one has to tell you, is you're going to go out there and you're going to defend your teammates, and you're going to go hit somebody else.
It's like, hey, you throw at us? Cool, man. I'm throwing.
Now, if you do
at
that, there's a protocol. You throw it, like I said, the hip, the ass.
It's not just for hitting a home run. It's like if you stare at it, if you
if
show
you're
up
showboating, if you take offense. Now, what are the first of all?
If you're pitching,
if I hit a home run and I'm like admiring my shit.
Yep. Or you throw your bat and do like one of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't celebrate my success.
Or if I'm rounding the bases.
Depends on who you are. If you're Barry Bonds, yes. If you are Yasiel Puig does it all the time, but people get pissed.
So then I put my teammate at risk. It's not even me that's going to take the beating for it.
You might take it.
You might take it your next at bat.
Yeah.
Okay, but for sure the next teammate I have at bat is going to get it also.
But if they take you out of the game, if Puig gets pulled for defense for whatever reason, and he's already had a home run and show, but like they'll hit somebody else maybe.
I love that the most exciting part of all these sports is fighting.
Yeah.
Sure. Like it's like whether it's hockey or basketball or baseball, who thought that those nerds in baseball would fight each other? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of baseball fights aren't it's almost like
yeah, like I said, a lot of squaring off and a lot of jibber jabber,
Right,
but
it's like
not a
the
lot
frat
of
guys
like
at the bar.
getting to the ground.
Yes, exactly like that.
Bro, and they're
Yeah.
chest to chest and all that.
Like
yeah.
these
A lot of
dudes
people
got
say,
up.
no, come on, a lot of that shit.
These
you know
guys
what I
got
mean?
up, and there were a couple like strawberries on people's faces and stuff. Like you could tell, like there were actual
Got
there was
some licks.
contact.
It was
yeah,
piles of people. I mean, bench clearing.
Yeah.
People were running from like
the bull. That's the best part. The
bullpen
bullpen
way in the
has to come
outfield.
running in.
They come running way
And they
from
go
out
They're like,
there.
don't stop the fight soon. Keep
No.
it going.
Like like
got another 50 yards.
Some of those pitchers,
exactly what happened.
Some of those relief pitchers are like, like they're just itch. They don't get to play that much, and they're like,
Sure.
they're Southern
Dying
boys.
to
They're
fight.
itching to fucking fight, and they're
Yup.
just like, let's go.
Yeah.
And you got to see this dude sprinting out of the. He's like, let's do this. Let's have
Like
some
a guy
fun.
code, kind of.
Yeah, we're gonna defend
It's
our
2 a.m.
teammates.
There's no pussy. There's either
No.
I want some physical contact.
Something's
what are you
gonna
bringing?
happen. Yeah,
Yeah, and that was at Detroit, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And then who do they play today?
I have no idea. I
So
guess
that was
it's-
the end of that series.
This is like the last day game of the year for like they do it in the summer. They do 1 day game a week. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they play Detroit for the rest of the year. I'll look it up, but
It's
it
funny
was a good
that-
one. It was a good as far as those go. There's going to be suspensions. It's probably going to hurt the Yankees more than anyone else because Gary Sanchez Jr. got into it later on.
Right.
So if they suspend him and Romine, then we have no catcher. So
Right. I mean,
couple
It could be
games.
argued you don't deserve a catcher at that point, right?
it'd be funny. You should
Throw it
have
at
to
the
play without
umpire.
a catcher.
yeah,
just
9 on
keeps
8.
flying
pulled-
right
we
by.
pulled
The
the
umpire's
goalie.
like, fuck.
Just constantly hitting him in the chest pad. It's funny because in like baseball, and somebody on Twitter brought this up to me, and I was like, that's actually a really good point. In baseball, this fight was, a good fight for baseball.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of suspensions on both sides of the ball. But in hockey, it would be like, all right, you go sit over there for 3 minutes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you're expected to fight in hockey.
Well, I think it's sort of gotten a little bit better. Not better, but like it's gotten pared down.
Tamer. Yeah.
Yes, I think there used to be in the 80s and 90s really. There were goons, there were guys on
Goons,
the team whose like job it was to fight and protect.
I remember with
making
Joey
sure no one
Koser and Probert when they went to
Yeah.
Arizona to train with Sugar Ray's boxing coach.
Yeah.
in the
That's
offseason,
awesome.
right? That was a Detroit Free Press story. at
any
that time.
offense,
That's
defense
hilarious.
that they could possibly contribute was all gravy. It was like
yeah,
their
yeah.
job was
Right.
just to be out there to protect
Well, there was a
people.
little bit of like that in the 80s in the NBA where people would like, because remember the Detroit Pistons were so rough. They would fucking Lambeer, they would just clothesline people, really hard fouls. And the Bulls went out and got Charles Oakley, and his job was just to be the goon. Anybody touches Jordan, you make them pay for that. You let
Right.
them know you hard foul him, Charles
Yep.
Oakley's going to clothesline you.
Yeah, it
I
happened.
feel
to
like a
Bill Laimbeer.
basketball player, they've got to be. That's the scariest athlete if you were going to get beat up by an athlete.
Why? Because of
A
reach?
basketball player.
I just feel like they're so athletic. They're strong.
Cardio.
They have good cardio. They are fucking. They're driven. They're if that's in their mind, they're going through that wall.
Yeah.
And like those are huge athletic men. There's not other like a football player. Maybe he beats you up for a little
some
while,
of those
but he gets
offensive
tired
linemen
a
that
little
Jay
bit.
Glazer trains and stuff like that. Those guys, like I would not want to.
I wouldn't want to fight a
Like
kicker.
a linebacker.
I don't want a piece of nobody.
Yeah, no, none of that.
Badminton.
But yeah,
Badminton,
a
nah.
basketball bruiser with like a 6'7" reach.
When MMA money gets to be basketball money,
You think that'll be the switch?
and
then?
because if you can shoot hoops like that and you can make $100 million, who's not doing
Yeah, but
that
that's over
versus
5
making
years.
20 grand and 20 grand in the UFC?
That's true.
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
20
There's a
grand,
bit
guys.
of disparity.
There's just a touch of. I mean, you even see that in the NFL. Now, there's all this talk about 2021, the NFL striking, all this collective bargaining agreement. Everybody in the NFL, and a lot of those specialized players, wide receivers, cornerbacks, not the bigger, 300-pound linemen, but those guys that were like, oh yeah, I was a blue chip basketball player in high school. They played basketball, baseball, and football, and they just went to the NFL. All of them are like, man, I picked the wrong business. When they see these NBA contracts coming out now.
Because they're guaranteed, and they keep the collective bargaining agreement keeps getting better for them. They keep winning every time.
Absolutely.
they get more and more.
Yeah.
So
doesn't happen anywhere.
But it's different. It's a hard thing to quantify because there's so many people on an NFL roster.
yeah,
you
there's
got
53 guys.
53 plus a practice squad of 12 or 13. NBA, you have 12 people you got to pay. So it
Yeah.
probably is like overall probably the same amount of lump sum. I just got to pay 70 people instead of 12.
It's marveling.
But you also only have 16 games versus 82.
That's true.
to make that
That's
money.
absolutely a great point.
By the way, did you? It's completely off. Do you know Atlanta put in the new stadium? They put a Chick-fil-A in.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's closed on
And
Sundays.
it's closed on Sundays.
When fucking football games happen.
That's awesome.
But I mean, college games. But yeah,
Jesus.
college games, concerts, monster
Yeah.
trucks, WWF, UFC,
Minus
all that shit.
8 packed sold out Sundays
Minus
every
don't want-
year.
yeah,
yeah,
Every
yeah.
year.
And
Who wouldn't want Chick-fil-A?
Hopefully 10.
Well, you'll
And
yeah.
Super Bowl.
Oh, is it there?
No. It's going to be.
What's the
They'll get a Thursday
gotta
or a Monday
what's
game.
the
wheels on
thinking
these chairs.
on that as far as Jesus goes? Like Jesus
the what?
doesn't look at
No,
a
Sundays-
mayonnaise-laden chicken breast sandwich on a delicious toasted bun as a good thing on Sundays.
Sundays are for rest and family, man.
So are they mad at football also?
Probably. I don't know. I mean,
No,
Can you
somebody
rake the
has to work,
leaves?
just not us.
Got it.
Because we're going to heaven. That kind of thing.
who, us?
Me, the people that
You?
not me, but the
I mean, I'm not gonna show up.
No.
I got invited, but I'm not going.
I'm on the list, but I'm tired.
Told him I'm late.
I don't know if I don't even know if I want to.
I'm not sure if I even want to hang out with those people.
Well, that's
crazy
my
thing.
point. Is like everybody that I know and that I've hung out with and I've enjoyed their company, none of those guys are going to heaven.
What if
I'm
you
gonna
go
go to heaven,
to
they're gonna be
China and you're a day earlier, and then Sunday hits you twice, but it's really Monday? Do you go by your Sunday or their Sunday? And then they don't have national religion in China either.
You're
so-
saying a Chick-fil-A in China?
Yeah, if you were a Chick-fil-A owner, perhaps.
I think they call
and
those
you're like, I don't-
chink-fillets.
There it is.
Chink-fillet. Right,
Wait-
guys?
Waiting for that joke.
Yep.
Yeah. I wrote that 3 days ago. I couldn't wait.
Yep.
Tate, I saw the big Jumanji picture of you with The
Yeah.
Rock.
There's a little screenshot a dude sent me off the trailer.
How cool is he? Cool guy?
Really cool.
Rock?
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
He's awesome.
Everybody says he's just like a great guy.
He's one of the nicest, most genuine dudes, and he's got to be turned on all the time. I don't know. I feel like it's
What
like
do you mean
you're-
turn on all the time?
Like turned on.
Oh, he's
to
gotta
like-
be himself. He's
like,
gotta be-
Hey, how you doing? Like he's got to be
Constantly
present. He's
interacting.
got to
Political.
complete. I just can't imagine how much headspace. Like it's got to make you tired as fuck to be that guy.
There's
that
no incognito to
conciliatory-
him.
No, man. And you're out there. You're fucking a 6'5", 280-pound man that looks like Dwayne Johnson with a smile that blows up the room like a Tom Cruise smile.
Yep.
Like holy fuck. He's on all the
Magnetic.
time. Always, he's just kind and gracious and all that.
There's that in a whole new campaign he's doing with Apple where it's like he can't do it. Like the news story, like he's watching the news doing like 3 things, and it's like experts say The Rock can't do anything else or he can't do any more. And he's
Right.
like, oh, I'll show that. And he's like in space,
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
phone.
yeah.
Like
Right.
just I feel like he's constantly
That's
has
awesome.
to be engaged with something to be able and then he just powers off to go to sleep for like whatever, probably 5 hours.
How much of that is him and how much of that do you think is the machine around him?
The machine is just like 1 or 2 guys, though. It's like he's got a security guy, really cool. Everybody's super. You're with somebody all the time. You're fucking cool.
I mean, agents, managers, studio.
But I mean, even
You need those people for those press junkets when you're like, I can't fucking
He
do
took a
this
picture
anymore.
of us and he posted it on Instagram, and I'm superimposed. I'm photoshopped, right? To
Yeah.
be bigger. It looks like my arm is as big as his whole leg, and he's a little bit bigger than me. Like the picture I posted
taller than you?
was a still frame yesterday on my Instagram, and he's about an inch taller than me probably, and he's probably 15 or 25 pounds heavier than me. Like he's a big, proper-sized human. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Like you're not.
And in this, but like
For Tate to say that about
know.
somebody, I just kind of felt like shit moved
I
into
know,
my
oh my
bowels.
God.
on that show, like there's maybe
Proper
I don't know,
size, too.
10 like
Look at me.
action
Irregular.
actors, stunt man guys that are there, and I was maybe the 9th biggest one. It's like everybody is big on that, and that was the narrative for the show. Like that's the idea of photoshopping. I think that a little bigger is like I'm fighting these monsters that are here. So my point is that he controls the narrative so well. There's nothing thoughtless about what as far as the machine goes. It's like very, very well thought out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, he's a juggernaut, man.
Who
Man,
else
to
is
come
in that?
from-
I was surprised to see the list because I thought
Jack Black is in that. Kevin Hart is in it.
He's another one though. I
yeah.
mean, like I'm sure the two of them hanging out
But did you notice
together,
Tate? Anybody that's watching this,
another machine.
what's his name? Kevin Hart. You gave us the sign of a midget.
real little.
You
Yeah.
see, he was at the Rams camp the other.
I mean, you
2
guys
days
know
ago?
Yeah,
how
and he
some-
dropped that
I mean,
ball.
Yeah, punt. Yeah, couldn't field a punt.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, he's
he's
shooting some
athletic.
YouTube show. He's shooting a YouTube show, and that's what he was there doing. That.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
He's athletic. I mean, he's like, he works out. He's probably
He
in
looked
good shape.
quick,
yeah,
he looked good
But
pads.
you can't like he's like 5'2", probably.
You imagine even those guys that are throwing those balls. There's a lot that's a velocity that you're not used to engaging with. Like, you know what I mean?
This
It's
was
like,
a punt, which was kind of hard too. It's like
Right.
so you got to catch the ball coming out of
All
the air,
that.
50 feet out of the air.
Yeah, the skill
Probably higher
set
than
is
that.
pretty fucking huge. I think it's cool, like what Kevin Hart does. You say he's making a YouTube show. What it makes me think about is like, and it's kind of like this place or at the store we were talking about earlier, how you just got a creative idea. Here's a space for it. Put your soil down and let it grow. If that's the Naughty Show or if that's whatever, all that shit, right? And what he does, he's going to start a YouTube. It's literally what anybody at all with an iPhone can do. Like if you want content and you have a great idea, you can put it out there and it can get traction and all. And it's like, and so my first thought is like, how cool that you're just super rich. You're incurring a huge amount of income every year. And so you can do whatever. You can have a YouTube show and go and field punts. But literally anybody can do that. The same thing. It's like the difference in the quality of your life and the quality of his life is maybe just decimal points. You know what I mean?
A lot of them.
But like the decimal points for his rent, his mortgages, like all that increases
Sure.
too. It's like at a certain point, a ribeye from a nice restaurant is a ribeye from a nice restaurant, regardless of what the rest of it looks like. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's
But
a real freedom.
the energy that he puts out there,
It's incredible.
I mean, he's another nonstop guy. You
Nonstop.
know when you put him in the movie,
That's
you
a
pay him
worker.
a ton of money, but he's going to be on every fucking talk show. He'll be at every single like event that's around there. If it's around the Super Bowl, he'll be at the Super Bowl. If it's around, the NBA
And he's not just going
All-Star
to go.
game, he's going to be
He's going to be turned on, and he's going to be
There'll be some sort of
exuberant, and
branding
it's gonna be awesome, man.
sponsorship with the thing. So it all is it's a well-built machine, but it takes a lot of energy. And, guys like him, those are like superheroes to me. I'm like, it's not just because of the size of The Rock or the lack of for Kevin Hart, but
Right.
the ability to just keep that fucking
I wonder if The
machine
Rock
going.
could fit Kevin Hart into his ass.
Oh, they were like Russian nesting dolls.
I don't know.
You just open up The Rock and you could
he
find
could definitely eat him. Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
if he did yoga,
Yeah. And just like really opened up.
really relaxed, and just let
Yeah.
his chakras open.
What if he just like really relaxed, was meditating, let his chakras open, and then Kevin Hart just comes out of his ass? What's up, everybody?
And that's how he came on
like that.
stage for his next special.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
The
it's
Rock
The
is
Rock.
it's a
Oh,
close up
no.
on The Rock reading a paper, just slowly just like relaxing, and then
Yeah.
he just literally just shits out Kevin Hart onto the
I
stage.
feel like we're gonna see this on stage.
And then boom,
That would
Kevin
be
Hart
great.
comes out.
That would be
It'll
great.
be at like a Department of Defense fundraiser for troops in Iraq or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Do they do
oh.
fundraisers? I bet they don't. I'm sorry.
I don't think they call them
It's the wrong-
fundraisers.
wrong
Yeah,
way to say
yeah,
that.
definitely
Yeah,
not.
It's taxation.
Pitch that to The Rock though.
Yeah,
charity.
for sure. I'll give him a
Hey,
call.
can you shove Kevin Hart up your ass and then shit him
Yeah.
out on stage?
I might pitch him.
For
If you can give me a
muscular
pitch
dystrophy.
meeting. I got a
Not in
bunch of
private.
ideas.
No, you're gonna do
Can
it
you
for.
do this publicly?
This
now,
is gonna be
this
for
time?
a fundraiser, like one of those like that's on every channel fundraisers.
Make a wish.
Hosted
yeah.
by like
Yeah, it was
whoever
like
the
how
new Jerry Lewis
Jerry
is.
Lewis. Yeah. Who is the new Jerry Lewis, by the way? You know who it'd probably be?
You.
Is oh, I love that. I'll take it. I'll take
Tripoli's the new Jerry Lewis.
it. No, it's the guy from the Nerdist.
Oh, Hardwick.
Yeah, Hardwick. I can see Hardwick doing
Hardwick
that.
will host it. and
That's the
ju-
kind of thing he would get
I'd rather
into.
see you.
I'd rather see me too. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't like you saying this Hardwick dude's name. I don't.
I was just
watch
throwing it
that
out there
shit.
because he always hosts things.
Well, that's
but
nice.
I would
a lot of stuff.
absolutely take it.
Yeah.
How excited are we for the big fight tomorrow?
Pretty fucking excited, man. I think that there's so.
Why
actually-
are you excited? Because when we
I
talked
wish-
about this before, you were kind of like, nah.
I wish there were 2 months more, or another year. I think that the reason.
Another year. It's been since 2015.
But you look at like what happened with Jose Aldo,
Mhm.
and that was a year and a half of pressers. Basically,
Yeah.
it blew Conor up, and it also cost Jose that fight. It gave Conor enough time to embed and implant himself
far-
in his head.
he really hasn't
How-
done
they
anything since
announced that fight
Because
and it
there
was
were
a year
there were
and a half?
injuries. There was all
Whose
sorts of-
injuries?
I think Jose
Aldo.
got hurt.
Yeah,
and
Aldo
that-
got
Aldo,
hurt.
yes, I
and
remember.
that forestalled it again and again, and that became a thing. And so this
Because
thing
it built him up, and
I
then,
also
and then the
think-
result too
Oh my
was
God.
catapulted him then because
So
it was
this
like
result, what
I thought he
happens
was going to
after
lose that
this?
fight. I was confident Aldo was going to win that
for
fight.
sure.
so was Aldo.
And the next one I thought, and then I was like, Conor's real as fuck.
Yep. It was.
You know,
yep,
it's crazy.
I agree.
Now you look at that, and you look at the last 10 guys that Conor fought. The 100th best boxer in the world would light those guys up in a boxing match. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not a great boxer, a good journeyman fighter would outbox every one of those guys and probably knock them all out.
Sure.
Conor's going to fight the very best. So Conor looks great against all these guys or whatever, or he's won at least. You know, he didn't look great in every fight, but he fights this guy that's the best in the world. there's so much. Like, what happens after? We got Dana White as a character looking like Don King. Like, you come out of your promotion, now you're in a boxing promotion, and you just got your arm around your guy. Like, are you guys, do you take $100 million and you walk and make your own promotion, or are you competing with the UFC next, or do you make your own boxing promotion? What's going on? Because Conor can for sure get fights after this in boxing. He can fight Triple G. He can fight whomever.
He'll fight Paulie Malignaggi.
Exactly.
Oh,
and that's what's probably going to
The
happen.
hype's already started.
And
I
so-
said the only thing he has to do is last all 12 rounds and not get embarrassed.
He'll never fight.
And he can get $30
he'll
million.
never fight in the UFC again. Why would you?
Yeah, you could get
For
$30
$1
million
million
to fight Paulie Malignaggi.
I think you will.
For $1 million versus 30, 50, 100, you know what
I
I
think
mean?
he'll
won't
go
be
back
getting
and
$1
forth.
million
He'll get
because of
$30
this.
million to fight Paulie Malignaggi. Then someone will talk shit in the UFC. He'll go back in May and fight a UFC fight.
His
I mean,
coin is
I don't know.
up. His coin is up in the UFC after this.
Dude.
Because he's now a household name. To all of us, he always was. But we're all, sports fans and mixed martial arts fans and UFC fans. So we always knew about Conor.
Right.
Now everybody's girlfriends and wives know about Conor. My mom knows about Conor.
Yeah.
Red
All
panty
three of
night.
them.
Yeah.
All three of my moms know about Conor. You know what I mean? So now for him to go to the UFC, that's going to be front page news again.
I've had people say, "Oh, you used to fight," and they go, "Is that the kind of thing that Conor guy does?" They know Conor.
Yeah.
They don't even know the sport.
Yeah.
They just know this crazy Irishman.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my point. So whoever fights
Beautiful.
him, it's a payday.
I think also, though, like, what's Dana's play in this? He's not invested in the UFC anymore. He gets a paycheck from them. Like, where's all this go? And then I look at the fight itself. Conor knocks guys out. He got hammers.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to hit Mayweather.
Yes.
Mayweather doesn't knock anybody out. Not in, is it decades?
No.
Not in a
No.
long
It's been
time.
7
It's been
fights.
a long time.
Yeah, about
so-
4
and-
or 5 years.
and
So
so-
his last knockout was against that guy when they had an illegal headbutt or something, and then the guy
And-
goes
yeah,
to
and
knuckle
he
him and then he
sucker
sucker punched him.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the last time he knocked somebody
Right.
out.
That's not legitimate, I wouldn't say.
Victor Ortiz, I think that
Victor
was.
Ortiz,
yeah.
and then before that, I think it was who's that English guy, the white
Ricky
dude?
Hatton.
Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
Ricky Hatton, and that was about 6 or 7 years ago.
See, now, here's my question. What happens if first round would be bad. Second round, McGregor pulls a Ricky Hatton, right? Drops his hands and just gets caught
Yep.
with 40-year-old, whatever's left in the
And he
fucking
will.
tank, fresh power, right? And goes down. What does that do for him next? He's out of boxing is like sort of you get a box
All
or
the
whatever,
boxers are
yeah.
like, we saw
And
what
then
happens.
Does that affect
Yeah.
him at all when he now goes back to the UFC?
His money is so low comparatively in the UFC, it can only be higher, I think, even if he loses this boxing match.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
there's
Yeah.
a difference between getting choked out by
Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz and having that sort of, in the sport, in a situation, maybe, it's like I just kind of got caught up in something like that. But this, I feel like, would affect him way worse than that.
What do you think of the Nate Diaz fight? I mean, the one where he got choked out. Like, I have a feeling about what happened there. Like, every jiu-jitsu guy in the world's like, yeah, jiu-jitsu, but it's like boxing beat Conor there, and Conor
Striking.
decided. He said, I'm going to quit.
Yep.
You could see him. He's
You
cowed.
sure can.
And he goes, I'm going to quit. And you could almost see it all working.
And
I
then
don't
he
want to
goes-
get
goes
knocked out.
around.
And he shoots the shittiest double leg ever.
Yep. Mhm.
Gets taken down, touched a couple times, and then gives his neck when he turns over. Like, he quit, right?
So you're saying instead of getting knocked out by
Of
standing
course,
up,
he made a
that's
choice.
like his,
He made a choice
another
of how he
version
was
of it.
going to.
Okay.
Because we can get out of MMA fights any way.
Yeah.
We get to say in a
Without
boxing fight.
concussive striking,
In a,
without concussive
in a
striking.
boxing fight, how do you get put out? You get knocked out, or you go the distance. That's basically it.
Yeah, or you can get, the
DQ.
stoppage.
Yeah.
Right?
Or TKO, yeah.
And so you're 5, 6, 8 rounds in. You're Conor. That old man, he lives there. He's happy. He's got all his breath. This is what he does for forever. There's no adrenaline for him. Maybe not for Conor either, but I would think Conor would be the one that would get more tired in this fight because it's a different kind of fight
Hard.
than
Yeah.
he's
Is it
used
is it
to.
really like it's 25 minutes versus 36 minutes? I mean, I know it sounds like a big difference, but is it really a big difference, or are UFC guys is their wind good enough at that level, at the
Sure.
McGregor level, to be able to they would be able to do
McGregor
2 or 3
can do
more
a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 29 minutes or whatever it is, right? So like you look at that's very similar, but in boxing we have an agreement a lot of times. If we're having a 10-round fight, we're going to agree to dance around and move around. We're not really going to put it out there. And
A
you see
nonverbal agreement.
You see, yes, exactly. All boxers do this.
Almost in the
And
same
then
way about pitching. You
seventh-
it's understood.
Yep.
Yep.
7th, 8th round. Now we're going to turn it on and fucking go and move, right? And that's kind of the deal. And then they have that saying that, like, a guy that's a KO guy is
me.
never going to win a decision, and a decision fighter is never going to KO a guy. And you got a guy that's a KO guy in Conor, and you got a guy that's a decision guy in Floyd.
100%
and
right.
so, like, this is really interesting just in that. Conor's going to go throw it all out. If he can't put him away in 4 rounds, he's going to be a tired son of a bitch by 7, 8 rounds. Now, what does it look like? And flashback again to Conor going, holy fuck, Nate Diaz is going to knock me out, or whatever he's thinking, and he shoots that double. What does that look like in a boxing match? Now you're just there in the lights,
holding,
and you're taking
holding.
So he's got to hold.
It's not going to be anything stupid. He's not going to lose that money by doing.
Can you hold him? Because the difference primarily with the boxing fighter and an MMA fighter is footwork. It all comes down to footwork, and a rudimentary boxer has better footwork than most MMA fighters.
Sure.
And we saw that with Ronda Rousey and Holly Holmes. It was really articulated very well physically. We got to see what that looked like. Somebody that we thought was a pretty good striker. Ronda was a pretty good striker for MMA girls until she met Holly. And then fucking Holly could move around like she was transporting herself, like she would teleport behind her and make her fall down just by moving. And we're going to see that with Floyd. Floyd's got the best footwork of anybody against a guy that's pretty good in the UFC. But he's also good at baiting. And so Conor's whole thing is like, I'm going to come down here with Eddie Alvarez. Right hand low, chin low, and I'm baiting him in. I see him moving to throw that hand. Ding, and he hits him with that left and drops him. And that's you can't bait Floyd. Floyd's too fast, man. And if you think you're going to pull those tricks, that's a fucking long day for Conor.
It really is, because I don't think that stuff's going to work.
No.
I don't think you can bait Floyd, because he's just he's going to get enough off to win the fight and win almost every single round and stick that chin behind that fucking shoulder and just sit there, and you cannot get him behind that shoulder. I don't care how long
Conor
your
will get
arms
frustrated because he'll be thinking, the thought will come in, I could body lock him and throw him.
Why can't I just?
And it's like,
I know where he's moving to, but I can get there with my other arm, but I have to hook him and grab him and bring him back. But you can't do that.
And that's all wasted thoughts, because that's
never
stuff
thought
that doesn't
about
happen.
that.
So he's thinking about all the stuff that he could do, but he can't do. And so he's going through the checklist. I could do this. Oh, shit, I can't do that. He's got to govern himself all the way. Now you're not in the fight anymore.
Yep. Remember when Clubber Lang grabs
crazy.
Rocky when he's trying to get away?
Thought about that.
And he just grabs him by like what is like the hand of the glove and just throws him back into the corner and starts to work. You can't do that, and that's what's going to his DNA is going to go. I know he's fast. He's going to move over there. I don't have time to get back, but
we
I
might
can
see a
grab
double
him and throw
leg.
him back.
We might see a double leg.
He can't do. He's going to lose. He loses like 90% of his money.
As well.
If he gets frustrated, can you see him not shooting a double leg?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But here, what's 90% of 150 million?
Yeah, still
and
walk
whose
with
pocket
100?
does that go into? Back into Floyd's?
That's interesting too, yeah, because that's a gang of money
quite
that's
possibly.
in escrow right now.
I mean,
right? I mean, that's got to be how they do it.
I would
$100 million, you put that in escrow.
I guess.
That's there somewhere. That's real money.
Yeah. So
it's
who
not like,
gets that money then?
Yeah, that's
I'm
funny.
sure Floyd gets some of it. So
I hear that
probably
Floyd-
goading him into trying to make a move like that is a tactic that he's worked on too.
I hear that Floyd is going to come away with about 350,
Jesus
and Conor will come away with around 150 to 180.
Kudos, boys.
It's $700 million it's going to make.
Good for them.
I just read on Deadline, which is the like industry trades. They're
Almost four and almost
no
two
one's
is
going to
about
the
what they're
movie
gonna split.
theaters.
Almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective,
Split between two people.
Jay-Z is worth $500 million.
Yeah.
That's his whole life's work. A bunch of platinum records,
Yeah.
movies, clothing lines, deals with fucking
Yeah, but that Carrie Ann Wozniak, who just won that Powerball, can say fuck you to both of them.
right.
Go, I made
That's
more money
right.
this weekend than
until
both of you
she's on
fuckers.
welfare next
I
year.
was so shocked that she even showed her face
Oh
and
man,
said her real
I
name.
was like, one lady, 53 years old. She's like a medical person.
There's a
and
bunch
can-
I
of
would-
suitors.
Hey,
How many guys are like, I've
what's her
always
name?
loved you.
What's her name?
like Wozniak or something like that.
I'm proposing to you right now,
Yeah.
Kelly Wozniak.
Show
or
your
in
dick,
line.
man. Get that.
whatever
picture
it
that
is you
sent to
need.
Taylor.
Whatever it is you need. You need a mouthful of dick. You want me to
Dude,
spray
she
you
doesn't
down?
need anything from you.
Oh, and she.
Nothing.
I don't know, dude.
Nothing.
You want herpes, baby? Fax me.
She could get that other place.
Yeah, way less
you
money
wanna-
and a
Maybe.
much
You want to
better
be on
way.
Punch Drunk? How about that?
Well,
that's a great
that's a
offer.
dream come true right
Be
there.
a show regular.
How'd you like to come to All Things Comedy? I mean,
Sit in the middle
I
of
just
us.
saw Al Madrigal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little stuff like
He
that.
works
Name
here.
dropping.
My day.
Yep.
I'll name drop. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
If I
that's a
won
lot
that,
of
I
money,
would
though.
not even. I'd be like, my name is Duncan Trussell.
No, there's a way you have to do it. You send like a lawyer. You never release your name.
For
you
sure.
can get it.
She was all over the news.
One person
she's
too.
gonna be bankrupt
That's a
in
lot
2
of money.
years,
I
something like
love
that.
watching those shows. Did you ever catch it like on TLC? Like
That's gotta be. That's
when
too,
the lottery
it's too
goes
heartbreaking
wrong.
for me.
I know.
I want the happy story in my heart. I gotta
Yeah.
have that. I
And
can't-
Some guy bought like
everybody
all of
says the same
Elvis's
thing.
cars or something.
Everybody says the same thing. There's no way I could blow through $400 million. But that phone never stops ringing.
right.
You know? And I wouldn't be buying Tigers
You
and all
better
this.
you better go Dave Chappelle and go to Africa and just throw all your electronics away
No,
for
you
a
just
year.
live
and
like you
just
normally.
Figure
You
yourself
figure out what's important to you,
Yep.
right? You get a check.
But you got to reassess that.
450 million cash, right?
urge to
you
buy
figure out
Lambo strong.
nobody knows who I am.
Yep.
What do I want to do for me and the people around me? Okay?
I'd like to be famous.
So you start
I'm
to
gonna
do
get Paris
that,
Hilton.
little
I'm gonna
things.
Start a reality show.
You put that money in the bank, and it 5% interest of $350 million means your great grandkids will never have to
Yeah.
work if they don't want to.
But 350 now you get down to nickel and dime it. Government's going to take 49%.
No,
of
I'm
that.
saying she gets 760. She won.
Really?
Yeah, 760. So she's probably going to clear around like 450.
I think 443, I think, was
Yeah.
the check
Well,
she
she
had.
earned it, man. You know.
450, like 450. She earned it. I mean, she did stand at a 7-Eleven and say 5 fucking numbers.
Yeah, that day too. She was like one of those people that went like when I thought about going like
Life
who's on
is
the
about
news at 5 and I'm like, should I
timing
get one of
and
these fucking
position.
I did the
tickets?
same thing, and I did.
Yeah,
Timing and positioning.
she did it.
She's just better than us.
Oh
She,
my
I mean,
God.
clearly,
Yeah.
now that she's rich, she's obviously a better person than me.
Speaking of rich, the money's coming in now on Mayweather. Those big bets that they expected at the Vegas at the 'cause
Million,
all the
a
money
million
was
too.
all the
Someone-
low
What is
bets.
it-
People trying to make
what's the
money.
line right now.
It was like minus 550, 400.
You
plus
almost had to
400, I
put
think.
like 600 to make 100.
It was like 12
Roughly.
to 1 a month ago, right? It was crazy.
Yeah.
If you'd have bet $1,000 there on Connor,
Well, that's what all the money came
and then
in
you
at.
bet $2,000 today on Mayweather, you're covering your money no matter what. No matter who wins, you're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like those people that have done that had that foresight, but they're doing it with 100,000 and 200,000. Like
Yeah,
The
crazy
million
money.
right now
Fucking
nets you like
crazy.
189,000 on a win for
no.
Mayweather.
Okay.
Wow.
And
$1 million
what about if you go the other way, Connor? You throw $1 million on Connor?
$1 million on Connor. Ooh, I
You
think
win
you
$4
win
million, I think.
$4.5 million
something
or
like that,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys saw.
But no one's done that though. No one's laid like huge
Mayweather-
numbers on Connor.
Right.
Mayweather was on.
because MMA fans are brokesters.
Well, no, just because it's like, $1 million, you better be fucking sure no matter who you are.
That's
and
a different thing.
And
Right.
most people,
But those guys aren't that. Those guys that bet $1 million, that's like me betting $100. Those guys are so wealthy. It's just like when you're around guys with money like that, it's not a. I mean, I've seen guys lose that in poker and not be bummed out about it. Going to eat breakfast, they're not even sick.
Yeah,
to
I
their
was wondering.
stomachs.
For some reason, I when I first read the article, I was like, "Oh, is $1 million really like that?" I was expecting it to be like someone put like $10 million
Right.
on Mayweather or
Right.
like $10 million on McGregor or something like that. Where you're like, "Oh, those are
Dude.
like $1 million is still a lot of money," but you're like,
You
"Oh,
better
shit."
believe that whoever they place the bet with, they do $10 million on McGregor.
That moves the line.
There's people that are. We got a team of special investigators that are looking into this
yeah.
guy, finding out who he is. Is he connected somewhere? There's fuckery going on.
That's true, I guess. So nobody really wants.
Scary,
So
I
$1 million,
bet.
I guess, doesn't send out red flags, but more than that probably starts to go.
You're gonna get the whole mafia.
What is this guy
looking at
now?
Your asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
I remember
what's
I
that one-
lost $500 at a blackjack table in Vegas. I had to move. I had to come back here and surrender my apartment.
What I want to know is where did you get $500?
Yeah.
I didn't have
Who'd
it.
you
That's they're
blow?
still looking for me. They're still looking for me, which reminds me, I got some ideas I want to pitch
There's
you
that
later.
sports book in Ireland that's already paid out on McGregor. I'm on Mayweather. If you bet Mayweather, they're already paying out on him. It's like this famous sports book that pays out on they've done it before. They paid out on like sure bets before. They also paid out on Hillary Clinton winning the presidency.
Wow.
Yeah, they pay it out like days before.
That betting world's a whole world I don't know anything about.
It is a great world to be involved in, and that's why you should go to our friends BetDSI. This is the time to bet.
Yeah.
We're talking about this. After this, I want to get into some prop bets. They have great prop bets at BetDSI.com. Use the code PUNCH25. That gets you 25 free bucks to gamble with. Throw it a bunch of prop bets. Take your free 25 bucks. Throw some crazy prop bets on this fight.
What
You
are the
can
prop
bet-
bets?
Here's some great ones.
What is a prop bet? I don't even know that.
Prop
term.
bets are like
Not win
coin
too-
toss on the Super Bowl. You know, you can bet on crazy things.
Right.
How many times Trump will tweet during this fight?
Right.
Over
Yeah.
under 7. So if Trump fires off 6 tweets,
What color-
you take the under.
What color is is McGregor wear? Like what color shorts or whatever? You know, like
right,
something
right,
like
right.
Here's the one that I think is easiest to fix. And I would absolutely be fixing this.
what?
Will who's the guy that
Leonard Ellerby.
no, why can't I think of his goddamn name?
Dana White.
rapper.
Lorenzo Fertitta.
Rapper. Lil Wayne. Will Lil Wayne have a shirt on or not?
What I want to know is, will Mayweather walk out with the Diaz brothers?
That could be one too. Will Lil Wayne have a shirt on? Now, if
No.
I'm Lil Wayne's good buddy,
No way.
and I
You
see
got all
that's a
those
prop
tattoos?
bet. If you're
Yeah.
Lil Wayne and I'm your buddy, and I see that's a prop bet, I go, hey, bro, the odds are better for me if you do wear a shirt. You wear a shirt, I'm throwing $100,000 on it.
Right.
How could they police that and know that? If Lil Wayne's
They
second
probably
cousin,
wouldn't let you put $100,000 on a prop bet.
Because
There's
those
probably
prop
a cap
bets
at prop
don't go
bets.
that high.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
probably capped.
Yeah,
And
probably
you're
cap it.
really looked at with a scrutinizing eye if all of a sudden you put $1 million on whether he's going to have Gucci or Prada shades on when he walks out.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's completely.
Yeah, so those prop bets probably have a
That's me just making an extra $100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the guy, you know.
How many times Trump will tweet during the fight, whether little knockdown, any knockdowns. If Conor gets knocked down within the first 4 rounds, there's all kinds of crazy prop bets.
Will Trump be upset that Mayweather and McGregor are getting all this attention, and he'll tweet and maybe start a war just so he can get some attention because he'll feel jealous?
He's probably upset because in his eyes, both these people are immigrants.
Are you happy that you voted for him after everything's settled out here?
Trump?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Not only did I not vote
Now
for
that
him,
your guy's in,
I registered in the state. I probably shouldn't even say this. I registered in the state of Indiana
sports fans.
and
Here we
went
go.
back
Oh,
to the
God.
red state to vote against
Oh,
it.
you did?
I sure did.
Good
yeah.
for you. I thought you were going to say you like some sort of.
No, because I'm
Ro-
throwing my
voter
I was
fraud.
throwing my vote away here.
I had my friend Lou go down there, say he was
know.
me, and he voted for
I voted
Trump.
9 times under 9 different
voted
names.
for my grandfather who's dead.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
Robert
worked on the
E.
Trump
Lee.
campaign. That was a rough time for you, too.
And I did work on the Trump
mean,
campaign,
in
but it's only
Hollywood.
because I'm such bad luck that I figured I'll fuck this up too. Nope, it's the only thing I've ever won. God damn it. He's out
Well,
of it.
kudos to you.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I wish I would have bet on that. So go to BetDSI, use the code PUNCH25. That gets you money to bet
You know,
with.
Bet DSI, that's the best ad that you've ever had done for you guys.
It probably is.
And
And
a little more money.
I believe if you go use our code, if you then put your own money
what code
in,
would that be?
PUNCH25. If you whatever money you invest in that on top of the free $25, they'll put 200 times on that.
200 times the money?
Yep. Well, 200%. So if I put in, you know,
$10,
$50,
go
yeah, whatever.
$20.
Yeah, if I put in $50,
Awesome.
yeah, I
Sweet.
now have $150. So go ahead, use that. Great time to bet. Not to
That's
mention
not 10
football,
times, by the way.
whatever it is.
It's
your math is weird. I was
200%.
like,
Yeah.
200% is what I mean. 200%
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
I mean. Yeah.
10 times if I had 100, it would be $1,000.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's
I was
just
like,
make
that's
s-
good money
yeah.
because I'm putting 10
Yeah.
bucks on now.
You're going to give me $1,000 for putting 100 in?
So
We're moving
Kimmel-
zeros here.
Mayweather's on Kimmel, and first of all, I was shocked at how little his hands are. You
Who,
could see his hands.
Mayweather's?
Oh,
Dude,
and
they
they're
look like baby hands.
and their problems.
And they're
Yeah,
brittle.
talking
brittle,
about
brittle.
that.
That's very
They're
funny
brittle.
when he would say, "How do your hands hurt when it gets cold?" When he would fucking taunt him.
Yeah.
Do your little hands hurt when it gets cold?
Yeah, you're little man.
They're tiny.
How about when he
They're
comes
brittle
by?
hands.
He comes by and so this is how savvy Mayweather is. He's playing chess because Conor's like,
Always is.
I'm gonna bait him into this. Like the way he grabbed Jose's belt, he goes and he rubs it's racial.
Touched
He's
his
like,
head. That's
look
weird,
at your little
right?
head. You know what I
I
mean?
think he called him a milk dud.
What are you gonna do, boy? Like you're like, holy fuck, he's crossing lines here. But he's waiting. He wants him to get up. Because if he gets up, get your fucking hands off me. Oh, you want to be tough? He would have put him down right there and slapped him a la John Jones Cormier when he lit DC up on stage, right? That's what he wanted. I'm going to dominate him right now in the presser. Physically dominate him. And he just sat there. He knew. He's like, I'm not going to get up and get baited. I'm not getting baited to stand up against
This
him
ain't
right here.
his first rodeo by a long shot either.
But also, can I say
Mayweather.
this though? I'm not gonna get. I'd say 90% of it is I'm too smart to get up and get baited. But that other 10% is like I really don't want to get up.
And
Because
he's
if
also
he fucking-
scared.
If he smacks me around,
For
you know, like,
sure.
you
Well,
know
he
what I'm saying?
knows. Where's that going to go? He's going to beat me up. He's going to dominate
We're not
me. I
following
can't do
rules on
anything.
a fucking dais table right now.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
he's gonna
Right.
get in whatever he can get in.
Yep.
But then again, it's like you gotta.
Yeah,
both
he
of them
doesn't
gotta
want
risk
a
the
real
risk.
fight.
No,
he doesn't want a real
sir.
fight.
Especially not before the boxing exhibition.
That's a minute and a half. How long do you think a real fight goes with these two?
Oh my
No,
God.
not even a street fight. Let's say octagon rules.
It's however long Conor wants it to go.
Yeah. Just a minute?
If he wants it less than that, it can be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, less because I mean he's gonna run around the ring a little bit.
I mean, he can literally, if I'm running at you like an airplane
Please don't ever do
because there's no defense. He's got no wrestling defense.
Yeah, so I'm
he
saying
can
it's gonna
literally
take him
run at
down.
him like an airplane, and there won't be footwork that he can get out of that wingspan.
You can't turn.
And he'll grab him and
Yeah.
put him. It will be just a matter of time. How long does it take for me to get from here to there? Is like that's the answer. It's seconds.
and then choke him out.
The
Yeah,
minute he gets his
anything.
hands on him, it's over.
Whip him down and then just slap him. He could slap him until he breaks his jaw just from slaps. If he
I
wants.
wouldn't know how
He
to
could
get
do
out an arm
anything.
bar. Like I wouldn't like if he just laid him down and
man.
just grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
And he
Like
wouldn't do
Mayweather
that
was
because that's not humiliating.
No, he
He'd be
wants
there.
to
He would
choke
big
him
brother
out.
me. He'd spit in his mouth, slap him. He'd do all that shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Give him
Why are you
noogie-
punching yourself?
give
Why are
him
you punching
noogies.
yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
That
He would do all that shit.
Yeah.
Why are you beating yourself up? Why are you beating yourself up?
Oh
It's gonna be
God.
fun.
God,
man.
I hate it when girls used to do that to me.
What are we gonna periscope this fight? Where are you watching?
I was
it?
just going to ask you guys, what are you guys doing for it?
It's my wife's 40th birthday
that
tomorrow.
doesn't have anything to do
I
with
know.
this. at
So you're
all.
getting a divorce?
So I'm gonna have it at my house because we're gonna be day drinking all day
Oh,
at a
nice.
vineyard, and then we're taking a bus back, and then be at my house at 6.
So you're just going to get it at home?
Does she know
Yeah.
she's gonna be ignored?
If it's after 6, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. But before that, it's all about her all day.
Yeah,
we're in
yeah,
the bus,
yeah.
the winery.
Where are we gonna be?
I don't know yet. They
You can
might
come
have
over
it
to
at
my
the
house.
store. Maybe I
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Tiana wants to watch it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Maybe we'll pop over.
Do you guys see how I was just left out of that? He
No,
looked
you can come
directly
too,
at
Tate.
Jason, and he says, "Jason, you could come over to my
I
house."
never said his
and he
name.
never even made eye contact with me. Do you
How-
see that?
Dude,
that's
That would,
that's
your
how,
kids would go nuts
you know,
if
it would.
Jumanji
tough.
shows
It's
up.
tough to
That's
be
true.
this guy in this world. I understand I look like this, and you don't want me around the kid. Whatever. That's cool. That's cool. Anyway,
Steve's two adorable little sons are just going to look up at you like,
Whoa.
oh my God.
I just be on the
Whoa.
floor. How old are they?
They're 8 and 5.
Perfect.
Yeah, they're the best, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're great with kids too. So I'm excited about it. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll pop
Yeah,
over there. Maybe
be
we'll go to
great.
the store. I
Both
don't know.
of you are invited.
Awesome. So Mayweather's on Kimmel. Here's the
What do you
crazy.
say?
When you talk about bets, here's a crazy one. He says Kimmel's like, I'm actually thinking about putting a bet on you, myself. And Mayweather says, I'll tell you what. Bet whatever you want on me.
Oh boy.
If I don't win, I'll reimburse you. I'll give you your money back if I don't win.
Wow.
And Kimmel goes, are you serious? He goes, I'm 100% serious, and then shook his hand on it. If I'm Jimmy Kimmel, I'm throwing $20 million on that
No,
fight.
I'm throwing $150 million or
I mean,
whatever he's getting.
anything
like,
I can get my hand on.
He's gonna put down $100,000 and then give it to charity. Either way, that's what it'll be for his.
Yeah, if you're
his
Jimmy
charity.
Kimmel. I'm saying if
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay,
I'm calling
if you're Jimmy
Rannazzisi.
Kimmel.
I'm calling Rannazzisi. I'm calling Tate.
Let's
I'm calling
pool up our money.
Bill Burr.
Dude,
I'm
get
calling
everyone together.
everybody. Ari, I'm getting everybody.
$50 million.
I'm gonna be like, all right, put $50 million on this.
It's like your hedge fund.
I leveraged my mom's health care for this. Let's win.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I got plenty of moms, and,
And
they're
then,
all still alive.
when Mayweather loses, you're gonna go to Mayweather after
Yeah.
he loses and go, oh man,
right at the end,
real rough loss.
Within
but,
10
Tough
minutes.
knockout.
Also,
Tough knockout.
here's
but
some
where's that check?
receipts. Here's a couple, just MGM
yeah.
Sportsbook receipts. It's
Yeah.
all in there.
you're gonna want to keep
Sometime
that
before
one.
tomorrow, if
Yeah,
you could settle this up.
anytime you guys in the next hour, you guys can get to this.
Yeah,
You know,
cash
I
would be
understand.
great. Cash would be great.
All good.
Cash would be great.
No chips though.
He was talking about carrying around $50 million. Kimmel's like, what's the most amount of money you carry around? And he's like, one time I was carrying around like $50 million. And Jimmy Kimmel goes, how heavy is $50 million? And he's like, oh, the two of us couldn't carry it together. So he's got three guys that just, each of them has like $8 million on them or something. Just walk
Your
around
math
$50 million.
is astounding.
Well, whatever. I'm saying with him too.
Right.
Him and an entourage of people, they all have
Right.
$8 million on them or whatever. It's that heavy.
How much is 4 times 8?
50? Crunch the numbers, Tate. Crunch the
It's the
numbers.
new math, dude.
That's that new. That's it. That's you know why I don't know because my brain can't comprehend $50 million.
I don't even know what it stops after
We
like
only have
5.
to know 8 times 4.
He said he used to have a Brinks truck. He used to have his own Brinks truck.
That's awesome.
And he goes,
Fuck
but
a Bugatti.
he
Dude,
goes,
yeah.
I sold, but I had to sell it. He goes, because Kimmel goes, you can't just go to a bank and take out $50 million. Like banks don't have that much money on them. And he goes, no, you got to special order it, and then a Brinks truck shows up at your house.
Yeah.
Shows up at the house.
At the house. And he goes, actually, I had a Brinks truck for a while, but I sold it.
No worry.
And Kimmel goes, who'd you sell it to? And he goes, some other brother that likes money, I guess. I can't even fucking imagine. And then they're
Some
like,
other
this
brother
guy has
likes
tax
money.
problems. What does that even mean? That
Dude,
he has
no tax problems.
No
He probably owed what he thought. You know, when you're that wealthy, it's like you have a number of what you think you're going to owe, and then, it's like,
And then you
it's
get
a
an
little bit
invoice.
more, and it's like, I expected to pay $50 million, but I'd have to pay. So I'll pay another 20 after I make this check.
Right.
But then, hopefully he doesn't.
I thought I
spend
made
it.
$400 million last year. Turns out after taxes, I only made $180 million. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of lean this year.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's like.
Conor was actually suggesting, and it could be true, that he had to take this fight because of that. Like he was on the fence about taking this fight.
Well, here's the
realized
deal.
he owed another 20-something million, and he's like, let me go make a quick
But if you
300.
think about it like this, just in the terms of, okay, so say he doesn't take the fight. It's going to take him maybe a year and probably another $4 or $5 million in penalties to pay back the $20 million he owes because, investments and all that money takes time. Whatever he owns, buildings, all that shit, takes time. He's going to make a lot of money, but it takes time to come in. Or I lace him up in 3 months and I make $350 million and I write a check and save myself $4 million in tax fees. Or you're gonna get penalties and all that stuff. So,
or I
that's
sell
the
2
answer.
watches. Can you imagine what his garage sale must be like?
See, I don't know, like how, or you try to do I want to liquidate $20 million or whatever the X
they
amount
go
of
through
dollars?
his garage. That's $20 million.
Way more than that.
He's got a couple Bugattis.
But I think
that
though,
one is
also
worth
if you
like
start to
$4
hear
Yeah, he's got
Floyd
$4 million
Mayweather,
car.
or
if you start to hear Floyd Mayweather's laying off stuff to make $20 million liquid, then that's probably against what
What does
would
that
be his
laying
brand.
off look like though? Like I wore the same athletic socks twice in a row, and I didn't throw them away. Usually, I just throw them away after I wear them once.
Well,
or like
I think it's to get $20 million, he'd probably have to lay off. Like he'd have to sell
all
a
his tank
house,
tops too, probably.
like a house, a property, or something.
I think that a guy with that, he's got such a well-developed portfolio,
yeah.
that it's like you wouldn't even know. It's like, oh, he owned a golf course in Miami too, and he just sold that. Like
Yeah,
it's like shit.
that's
like,
true.
There'd
Yeah.
be zero on him at all. I think, and I think it's like what you say.
If it's that,
I watched that.
or if it's all the money's in 45 cars, that's tough because you're not. You got to sell 45
your
cars, and all of a
boys'
sudden it's like
cars.
to get $20 million, you got to sell 15 cars. Holy shit! Floyd Mayweather's selling 15 fucking cars. What's wrong with him? Oh, he owes $20 million. That's not good for the Money Mayweather brand.
Right.
It's
also not true. Probably, you know what I mean?
Probably, yes.
And it's also like what happens after this too. With the big fight that we haven't even spoken about is McGregor versus Mayweather 2.
Yeah. they talk about that.
You know what I mean? It's
And
like,
you know what? That'll be determined in about 30 hours.
yeah.
About 35 hours from now,
It's got to
we'll
be
know
competitive.
whether we want that or not. If it's somewhat competitive,
What do you mean somewhat? Because look, here's the deal.
But
Do
it's
people going
easy
to want
to
to
let a
watch the
boxing-
whole year-long show of the talk and all that stuff? If it wasn't if it was a first-round knockout or it wasn't a competitive fight at all, how are you going to buy into all that
if
hype?
McGregor wins, I think we could be looking at a rematch.
Oh, yes.
If this thing is like a split decision, we could be looking at a rematch. If they both somehow magically go down and it goes to a decision, we could be looking at a rematch.
Here's the thing. You guys, you're talking about in a fair play. This is boxing. This ain't fair play. You saw Pacquiao with a dislocated shoulder or whatever go and box him for all those rounds. And it was basically a thrown fight. It was like set up, choreographed. We're going to do this anyway. I know you're horrifically injured, so let's make it look good. Like that's the fight that they had before. Like that they're not going to do that and make it. It's so easy to make a boxing match look competitive. This is strictly about the money. It's not to see who's a better boxer. We already know that answer. This is money.
That's a goddamn good point.
Yeah, but
that is a good
okay.
point.
This is entertainment and money.
Yes, I understand that, and I think that if Mayweather,
Almost $1 billion.
I know, if Mayweather says to himself,
And if they do it twice in 16 months, they're going to clear $1 billion. In 16 months, if they fight twice, one makes $600 million, one makes $900
If
million.
all of my choices
Holy fuck.
going into this fight and all of my advisors and my bros, and they're all saying, hey, dude, we're going to smash him, knock him out. And I get, cool, I'm going to take 150 out of this. I'm going to be great. And after this, what I'll do as I forecast, which for sure Dana White is forecasting, for sure Connor's forecasting, they're looking into the future and going, so next year I'll be able to parlay this 150 into blah, 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 blah. Or I could parlay it into 300 million because I'm going to fight the same guy again because we just make the fight look a certain way. Do you want to just be billionaires, Floyd? Let's be billionaires. We'll have 3 fights.
you think that talk? Right.
Fuck yes. I bet they talk every night about strategy for pressers and all that. And he's like, hey, how about I'm just killing myself boxing and you're at the strip club all the time. Okay, 24 all access is like that's all it shows.
I know that.
You know what I mean?
I could
It's-
tell
it's
they're
like-
like.
Did you watch all 4 of them?
No.
I didn't watch the.
Did you watch any of them?
No.
Yeah, I watched
I
all
just
of them
know-
except for this. There's a new one today or something like that.
No, there was only 4.
Yeah.
But that's, so you look at like I can go back, I can make $5 million, which is great payday in the UFC, or I can make $30 million fighting Triple G or whomever, or I can make hundreds of millions having a trilogy fight with this one guy. And that's what we're on the brink of. We're on the
It's
ledge
got to be
here.
competitive though.
Yeah, you can
It's
make it
gotta
look,
be.
You and I can have a fight and make it look competitive, Steve.
I'd like to see that.
Let's
do that right now.
You know,
Let's get that
Punch
going.
Drunk fans,
my
tune in
shoulder.
next week.
Yeah, no. This shoulder. Oof.
You know
You
what I
know
mean,
what your
though?
nickname
I mean,
would be? You'd have to be fucking Chicken Parm.
It's easy, I think, when you look at like
What was
Nate-
your UFC
Nate
nickname
Diaz.
when you were fighting?
Well, they call me Tatus Maximus as a coach.
That's what they did. Okay,
yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
Tatum and Maximus versus Chicken Parm.
Chicken parm.
But they
2 Oreo
you look at the money, dude. And I just follow the money. I don't give a shit what it is. People think the FDA won't poison you. Yeah, they will. People think that Big Pharma's on your side. It's not. It's like it's just money. Wherever the most money is, that's what's happening.
I understand. I just feel like with these guys and with McGregor, you can't turn down.
$300 million.
You can't turn off your competitive when you're in the
I
ring
think you
coming
can-
at someone. And
Make no qualms about it. They both want to win.
I think Nate Diaz can't turn it off. If you said, "Hey Nate, this second fight, we want to draw or we want you to lose so we can have a trilogy fight
Fuck
here."
that, dog.
And I think he would almost maybe at first he might say, "You know what, dude? Couple million, Nick, I'd do that, whatever." And then he's in there, and even if he knows I'm gonna really come up, it's gonna change my family, and he gets clipped, and he's gonna kill him. He's gonna fucking open up and he's gonna kill Conor.
so McGregor doesn't have that.
And I think that McGregor is more measured.
I think McGregor. So you're saying he's more measured, doesn't have that? Because
Yeah.
I feel like if he may
he
come at
really
him,
wants
and
to
how
knock this guy
it's going to be
out.
up to Mayweather to turn it off. To go, why is he down right there with his hands down? I could knock him out. Or maybe I'll give him a jab or I'll lay off of it a little bit. Is that what you're saying? Like
Yeah.
to keep it
Yeah,
competitive.
I'm not gonna finish him.
Instead of like the normal mistakes that would end a fight or end a
You allow
early,
your guy.
you just kind of don't take those opportunities.
Yep.
And what do you just hope that like in the 4th round or 5th round that you don't make a mistake yourself and he does the same
I mean,
thing
because
too?
he could get accidentally knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're trusting that
He's
guy
40
a lot.
years old.
But you guys are both talking about, and you built a rapport, and you go, hundreds of millions
I
of
guess if
dollars.
you've talked about it, but I
Hundreds of
can't
millions.
imagine the two of
I
them have
can't
spoken
imagine they
every
haven't.
night.
I can't imagine they haven't.
Well, they did go on
Really?
a world tour together. And here's what I
Not
noticed about
together. They were in different planes.
you
and
know what,
shit,
They're
different
businessmen,
hotels.
though.
But I'm saying-
Connor's always looked at the money. Pictures of him in Rolls Royces. All his cars in Ireland. I don't even know how they get that many cars to that island. But like, it's fucking crazy. He is Money Mayweather of UFC. He's Money McGregor. That's who he is of the UFC of MMA. Do you think that
He
those
followed
guys,
the blueprint of
those
Floyd.
guys? He's got his own suit line. Those are businessmen. You think businessmen aren't talking about their biggest payday ever?
Well, I will say this.
They're partners.
If you look
they're
at that
partners
tour,
in this business arrangement that's happening tomorrow night.
look at that world tour that they went on. And if you watched all
Yeah.
4 cities that they were at, it was extremely contentious first two cities. I mean, they were really going at it. You get to the time they're in London together, he's rubbing him on his head. He's just
They've
texting.
got a familiarity.
They did develop this sort of thing, which when he rubbed his head, I'm like, man, if he'd have done that in fucking L.A. or Brooklyn or wherever they were when they did that,
Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, there was a very.
they looked like they were going to fight. They looked like they were going to fight in the first 2 cities. Second 2 cities, when they were in Vegas and London.
Also, Connor made it clear. This is boxing. I'll kill you if I want.
Yeah.
With my hands. There's zero you can do to
When
me.
he got that Irish
I'm
flag-
agreeing to box with you.
When he had that
but
Irish
I will
flag-
beat the brakes off you anytime I
Beat the
want
brakes
in the
off him.
supermarket, wherever. And like, I think that probably he goes, oh, that's fucking true.
When he got that,
You know?
Yeah, that is true.
when
And-
Mayweather got that Irish flag, when they were maybe it might have been in the L.A. one.
No, it was Toronto.
Well, Toronto. That's where it was. Toronto. He got that Irish flag. Mayweather did, and Connor's like, "Do something to that flag, and I'm gonna fuck you up, boy."
Yeah, but do you think that's real? Like now, Tate's got.
Dude,
me
if he would have
thinking
started
it's like-
wiping
I
his
think it's
ass with
all
that
a
flag
thing.
or
It's
something,
all
Connor would have
wrestling
fucked
then.
him up.
Yeah. You can cross this line,
You
but not
ain't
that
gonna
line. I bet
do
all that shit
shit.
is out there. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that one of Floyd's assistants was like, yeah, Connor brought the flag over and told us we should do this and let's do this for tomorrow's press. I would not be surprised. With like what I said with the Pacquiao deal, we already saw that I mean, we've seen 1,000 examples of boxing being fixed, of boxing being predetermined in some regards.
Thousands.
You know what I mean? We've
Thousands.
seen that example a lot.
It's very
to
corrupt.
think that the highest paid fight in the world that's ever happened isn't gonna be amidst some fuckery.
God,
that's
I hope
that's
not.
By the way, I had no idea that the Nevada Athletic Commission gets 8%.
really.
Do you know that?
I'm surprised it's that low.
8%.
That's crazy.
Is that you think that's high?
Someone was saying and making an argument that this shouldn't even be allowed. Like they shouldn't like. It's
A sanctioning body should be a government body, not something that you're already paying taxes. They're already paying governmental taxes. So is this double taxation?
So I'm saying like people were arguing that this fight shouldn't have been sanctioned. Like this guy should not have been allowed.
So
to
they'll
fight
get
this
about
other guy.
$50 million.
Oh well, whatever 8% of
Because he's supposed to
700
come up through the ranks as a real boxer.
I guess. I mean, it's like I get. Like, it's sort of like a celebrity. Like if
kind of.
Like if Rogan said he wanted to go in and fight Floyd Mayweather, and it all got together and they got to the point, like would you sanction it? Like I don't know, like how does that work? Like he has no professional record. He's, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not like they wouldn't just let anyone in there. I guess
Everything
that's
is-
the argument.
every-
Now I don't
everything is
see it that
marketing.
way, but
everything's marketing.
8% does make a big difference.
Right?
Going
That'll tilt
to like
marketing
yes or
for you.
no. And 8% of 200 million is not that well, all right, but 8% of 700 million is a lot of fucking money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Literally anything can happen. We could watch anything happen. Trump's the president, you guys. Like, I don't know how much more I can say.
This is the first good thing that's happened in America since Trump became president.
Yeah, the clips was pretty dope, right?
Yeah, that was cool too.
Well, Trump brought that for us.
Yeah, he did. I think it was an article in the New Yorker.
best clip.
Was right before the day of the eclipse. There's an article in the New Yorker that said Trump says son equally to blame for the eclipse.
I like that.
was
I like that.
That's pretty
I
good.
like that.
That was good. It's one of those you wish you said yourself. Guys, if you want to go to the Conor McGregor fight, there's still
What?
tickets available.
Really?
I believe so. I believe they've had a hard time selling tickets for this.
To the live to actually being there?
Yep.
Gino's going.
Because us. But you know what you can do? Go to SeatGeek. Go to SeatGeek, use the code PunchDrunk, and that gets you $20 off your $10,000
I
ticket.
think you can get a pretty good ticket for like $4,000, $5,000,
Probably.
somewhere.
Probably.
In
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, go to SeatGeek. Use the code PunchDrunk. Anything you want to go to, any concerts you want to go to. A friend of mine, Chuck and Sarah, my Canadian friends, and congratulations on their pregnancy, are coming to America to hang out. And he's a big Broncos fan and want to take his wife and a future child to her first NFL game. And he goes, dude, I went to Ticketmaster, and I was like, fucking prices were so high. Went to SeatGeek,
fees.
used the code, and he's like, it was $100 cheaper. $100 cheaper. Why? Because they have all those stupid fees.
Yeah, the
SeatGeek
fees.
price you see is a price you get. You're like, there's
that
a
the
$100
same,
ticket.
though?
Then you get a bill, and it's $180. You're like, what?
These are Canadians.
Yeah.
He's American. She's Canadian.
They live up in Canada, though.
That's
I
how it
feel like
happens.
we shouldn't give them discounts.
Hey, he's American, so they're in.
They got to go.
He's
I don't
American,
know,
they're
I'm
in.
uncomfortable. Where's the kid born?
Not born yet. They're pregnant. I think she's due in like maybe February or something.
It'll be born in
White
Canada.
white kid?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he'll be very surprised if it isn't. If it isn't, he's expecting it to be white. She might have some secrets she doesn't want to share yet. She might be rolling the dice. She should actually also go to BetDSI and throw some money down on this thing being white.
being
Do
white.
a prop bet or whatever.
Prop
Is that-
bet,
is
yeah.
that baby white?
Prop bet. What color would Chuck and Sarah's kid be?
I just used prop bet.
SeatGeek
correctly
and
in a
prop
sentence.
bets.
Very well done. Very well. Yeah, so guys, go to SeatGeek. Use the code PunchDrunk. Get you $20 off any tickets you want to go to. College football coming up. Pro football coming up. You want to go to a preseason game, any concerts, any plays, anything you ever want to do.
Beyonce?
Our good
I'd like
friends,
to see Beyonce.
go to SeatGeek. I guarantee you
I
there's
don't think she's
Beyonce
on
tickets
tour
in there.
right now.
Well,
Jay-Z is.
is
Jay-Z
he?
is.
Yeah, you can get Jay-Z tickets in.
Will you give me
Man.
some?
I wonder if I wonder. Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
I'll put in the call.
Thank you.
What celebrities would you like to watch fuck? They'd be
Oh.
high on the list.
Oh, boy.
Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yeah, because they're putting in work. She looks
Jay-Z
like she could
seems
take.
tired at this point.
I don't know, man.
44, 45. He's just
So
like,
am
you
I.
know what? A little, but he's been fucking like that, like an Olympian, since he is what, 22?
What am I, chop liver over here? I'm crushing puss.
I want to see
Yeah.
the chick from Modern Family and that Joe Manganiello guy fuck.
Oh wow. Okay. Why?
Whoa, was that too?
No.
Is it bad that I remembered his name and not hers?
Joe
Yeah, it was a little like.
Joe
It
Manganiello,
does-
he's a guy that is.
He's a big dude,
He
too.
was in he was the wolf in True Blood.
True Blood, yeah.
Okay.
And his wife is the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
woman from Modern Family,
Sofia Vergara.
Sofia Vergara.
Thank you.
Yeah, she looks
Little
jiggly.
respect.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
Again, I'm
if like
a little
sex tape
surprised
keep
you remember
leaked-
his name and not
Yeah, I don't
hers.
know either. I'm so
Sounds like you really
disappointed.
want to watch him fuck
Do you
anybody.
want to watch just those two, or do you want to see a threesome?
Oh, can I throw someone else in there?
Yeah, you
Can it
could
be
throw an
me?
A-Rod or something. Or,
Oh,
Ooh,
it's got to be another dude.
What's
I already messed up.
Oh yeah, you could throw a girl in if you
Okay.
want, I guess.
Um,
Got to.
I'll make it a dude. I want to make it. I'm gonna stick to my original thought and make it a dude.
The Rock.
I'm not gonna let society push me
No,
around,
no,
dude.
no,
No, I
no.
want a dude in there.
No,
No, throw somebody for a goof in there, like that guy, that mini-me guy. Something
no.
like that, Vern Troyer.
Wayne Knight, the dude from Seinfeld and Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
Suge Knight?
No, perfect. Any night.
Knight
Rider.
Yeah. Knight Rider.
Yep.
Knight Rider.
There was a guy, Walker Knight, that helped me out, gave me some cigarettes one time when I was locked up.
Wow.
Really nice fella.
Oh, really?
Real true name, Walker Knight.
Walker Knight.
Thank you, Walker.
That's a good name.
KNIGHT. last
Solid
name?
to me, yeah.
Yeah.
N-I-T-E.
A grant, yeah. What?
Who'd you like to see fuck?
Man, I mean, it's not very politically correct.
I mean, yeah. What this? Hey guys, this is a punch drunk
Hold
first.
on. Yeah. Wait a second.
After my
Turn down your sensitive
I-
hearing.
my Chick-fil-A joke.
What my
Tate's pumping the brakes.
go-to is always like your sister and Ari.
My sister and Ari.
Always.
Oof.
Just after I saw his
Oof,
balls.
I wouldn't want to
you
do that
know?
to her.
I know.
I wouldn't wish that on an enemy.
Well, I feel like her character would get built. You know, she'd be emboldened.
Yeah, she would definitely take it on the chin, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm not sure.
I'm talking about cum.
No, I'm on. I gotta change my answer. Where is Ari?
Ari is at
Not
the
wearing a
Yankee
condom.
game.
I'm
I
sure
was-
of
I was
that, wherever he
promised.
is.
Ari's at the
I was
Yankee game.
promised Ari Shafir.
Speaking of Yankees, the suspensions came down.
Oh, what do we got? What do we
Miguel
got?
Cabrera 7 games. Gary Sanchez 4.
So Cabrera 7 games, Sanchez
Sanchez
4.
4. And that's are those the only people that took time?
That's the headline anyway.
Okay.
All right, maybe not Austin Romine.
Tate almost got baited into a classic one, which I encourage everybody. And thank you to everybody for shitting on Bobby Lee. You guys all did a great job. I want to thank all the Punch Drunk fans.
What happened with Bobby Lee?
Well, Bobby Lee was going to show up, and then Bobby
Here?
Lee'd it up. Yeah, he was going to be the guest, and said he was going to be here. And then I called him the day before. Voicemail, obviously Bobby Lee's voicemail full. He's one of those guys. Up inbox full. You can't even leave him a message.
I get it.
Doesn't text back,
Jardine's the same way. He's a dick.
and then just doesn't show up. So I told everybody, hey, just tweet at Bobby Lee. Just make it rain on him. Hey, you were great on Punch Drunk today. Thanks for taking the time out. And a lot of people said really funny tweets.
Good.
They really rained on him pretty hard. I was
He's a
pretty
real
happy with
piece
it.
of shit, that Bobby Lee.
Oh wow, they really did.
you know what he did to me?
What?
Got my hopes all up. He was like, you know what? You can come on. You can do 5 minutes on stage with me at the Improv in Ontario. Never heard from him again. I'd bump into him all the time. I'm not a dick. I'm not going to go and be like, hey, dude, I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire. But I'm like, I'm around, man. You see me. Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him
Now he
since.
doesn't even say hi to me. He just looks down and walks away.
Well, yeah. Now
I remember there
he
was a
remembers.
time where he would always, at the Comedy Store, there's always like some dumb game that's going around.
That's why Ari beat him up that one time.
People used to slap.
This
3
type
times.
of shit.
Yeah,
If
this
you're ever
kind of
reading
fucking
something,
bullshit.
if you're ever reading something at the Comedy Store, there's a game going around. People just slap it out of your hands.
Yep.
And it was called "You Ain't Reading Nothing," which then turned into "You Ain't Eating Nothing." Where if you had like a slice of pizza, and it's,
Right.
you ain't eating nothing, and you, God damn it, you got your Joe's Pizza on the floor, you're so pissed. Duncan and I had this theory. We wanted to get so rich that we were going to be like, you ain't texting nobody. And just break somebody's phone and just break them off cash. There you go, bro. Get yourself a new phone.
Here's $1,000 for your mini computer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But then there was you were right. It's the fucking ball slap was going around.
Oh, yeah, the
That
sack
one
tap.
was the worst, the sack
Yeah.
tap, because it was always like you're talking to a girl and someone comes around the corner and
Boom.
just flicks your balls and just folds you. And it was always at the worst time.
Dude, Ari did it to me at my special
There's not a
taping.
good time.
I was out. Good night, everyone. The Wilbur Theater, right?
Yeah.
He opened for me. I got. Thank you guys so much.
Hands in the air?
Hands in the air, legs separated. He getting bigger and bigger. I know it's from behind. He snuck up like right behind me, and just came up and like, boom, from behind between my two legs and buckled me. And the audience eruption. He stands up and like,
Yeah, what a hero he is for that. It's the greatest.
I
The minute he
expected more
thought of
from
that was
him.
great.
Huh?
I expected more from
Like
Ari.
no pants on. No pants on balling.
Horrible. You imagine doing that to the wrong guy, like that little Josh or somebody that's down there now, and he's oh yeah, we're fun, we're playing the dick slap game, blah 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 blah, and then fucking like Big Josh the War Master or something is there, and all of a sudden he gets accidentally slapped, and then somebody gets murdered.
That's what happened because Bobby got me like 2 different times, like within 5 or 6 minutes.
Oof.
And the first one I was like, oh, you got me. Then 5 minutes later, comes around the corner, zings me again, and I just looked at him and go, you're gonna get it for that. You just made the list. And this is what ended that game.
What?
About a week later, he's sitting there talking to somebody, and I just kind of come around the corner, like lower my level, and just straight left punch. I didn't flick his balls. I was just like, boom,
direct.
right, straight on dick ball punch. He's on the ground for about 6-7 minutes. That game is over. Ain't nobody slapping no more cocks.
You had to make an impression.
I was like, I'm gonna get you, bro.
That was your
remember
Nagasaki.
what you just did. Because I'll give you one free one, but don't just keep punching me in the balls all night long.
I won't
Unless
give you
you're paying
one free
for it.
one.
Yeah, unless I specifically say.
That's like the guys
But
that
on
do
the
the titty
heels-
twisters. The titty twister
Oh, I
guys. It's the
hated
same
that.
thing.
Always hated that.
Like, it's a sure way for you to get beat up. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's not even anything you could say. You gotta expect to get fucked up if you do that shit to somebody.
Yeah.
Dude, Kroll used to pinch like a little, like,
Oh,
back
just
of the
a
arm.
wherever.
bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we were like, it was a hot day on set one time, and he just pinches me. I go, don't ever fucking do that to me again.
Yeah.
Just like
Really fucking
not like I would ever
annoying.
hit him. I'm like,
He's
just
like,
it's
I kinda
like
got
it's
murdered.
like a thing. Like I'm like
Really making me mad.
My mom used to like when she was upset, like grab the back of your arm, and I remember being like, just fucking tell me what you want, and
I
don't
know.
do. I hate that.
I do too.
Yeah, those
that
are-
pinching will piss me off.
Pinching, yeah. So, but titty twists, pinching,
All that shit.
I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Why do you
Yeah.
want to make my life less
Why you
comfortable?
You're trying to hurt me.
How about just
I
hug
know.
me and say it's nice to see you?
There you go.
That's
I'm
it.
a man. I'm trying to be a nice man. Be nice to me.
You are a nice
Don't
man.
Thank
You
you,
are.
Tate. So are you, Steve.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you guys still do the league, fantasy league? Are you guys still in
No.
the league together?
Once the show's done, it was
The
done.
show ended because you guys were always in a league together.
We did one for the years that we were on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so once the show ended, you guys had this agreement of like, hey man, then
It's over.
Disband.
We're not
Yep.
friends anymore.
We're still friends, but
We're
yeah.
not making money together.
We never
Fuck
really
you.
did it together.
Are they going to be at your house tomorrow?
No, they're not.
Yeah, that's what I
They're
thought.
not.
Are you guys all still keep up and
Yeah,
still close?
we go to
and-
dinner every like couple months.
That's
here and
cool.
there. But
Yeah.
yeah, we never were into the league, our league, when we were on. Like, we're doing the show all day long. It's like the last thing we want to do is go home into your computer and like talk shit to each other.
Are you a fantasy guy?
I like it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I wasn't. The show took a lot out of it. Like, I would be as into it as probably you guys are.
Yeah.
But it was like a lot of it for 7 years, and it just sort of. I enjoy watching the
And
Giants
it's
now.
obligatory.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
anything that's
yes,
like that is
yeah.
kind of
People
a
assume.
drag.
Like last night, I was on stage at Comedy Store. I walked up on stage. I didn't get Mike out. This guy's like, "Who you drafted in the first round?" Like in
Yeah.
the front row, and I was like,
I bet
nobody
you got
knows
that so much.
Yeah.
I get it a lot just from Red Zone and from people
Yeah.
that know me from this show and know I work on Red Zone. I get that a lot of on Twitter and on DMs and like, dude.
But
you
this
know,
audience was like, they didn't. It was like we were at the Comedy Store in L.A., so it's like some people didn't hear what he said.
Right.
No one understand. But like now, I have to address what's going on. You know.
Sure.
So it's obligatory to have to talk about fantasy, which I get. I enjoy doing it, but I'm like now watching one game.
Have you watched Room 104 yet?
Yeah.
2+1? Yeah, I love it.
Me too.
There
I
was
did
only
a-
one that I wasn't totally like loved, but I loved the first one. I loved with those two kids, the
kids
twins.
were good, yeah.
I actually Googled them and looked them up because I was like, was that one kid or was it two? Because I figured it was twins.
I don't know. I'm sure it's twins.
It was twins.
Usually with those things,
they've
you
been
have
in
to
a
have twins.
lot of shit.
Yeah.
They're like the
Those
male
guys
version
work
of the Olsen twins.
Because having twins is for that industry is beneficial because you can work 5 hours and then have the other one work 5 hours.
Correct.
And you're working as long as a regular human
and
being.
cutting half the amount of lines they need to know.
Well, yeah,
They're
I mean,
giving a 6-year-old a lot of lines.
but also it's like they're
they were
good.
great though.
They're good.
They were really good.
They're real good. So it's it's a benefit. I did. I'll be in an episode later on.
I was
do a
just going to
voice.
ask you that.
I played. There's an episode where there's two MMA fighter females. Well, the episode is about her
Oh,
checking
okay.
into the room.
Uh-huh.
So I play her manager.
How many episodes do you even know how many there are?
I think they did like 8 or 10
Uh-huh.
on HBO. They got picked up for a second season yesterday.
Oh, good, great,
Yeah.
because I really like it.
Well, Mark was just like,
Have you seen it? No. It's on HBO. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone.
It's about it's a whole. There's no cast, so that every episode is in this hotel room. This room. this,
Something
like,
fucked up happens in this one
I've seen
motel room.
the
yeah.
ads for it. Is
So,
it like
like-
a Black Mirror type situation?
Not
when you say,
as
like,
much,
Twilight
but kind
Zone?
of, yeah, a little bit. You
Like
know, Black
every
Mirror's all
episode-
technology
Too
and shit.
scary for me to watch.
Well, some of them are scary,
some
some
are
are
scary,
funny, some of them are like
thought-provoking.
emotional. Yeah. So it's like there's every episode. It's just like a new people check into that room.
That first one was great. That little kid. The best line I was like because that other kid comes out and then he goes back in and then the good kid comes back out and he goes, "What did he say? Did he get you?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, it's creepy.
What
It's
did
a
he do?
little
Did
like
he get you? And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? My buddy sent me the funniest text. Now this guy, everybody has like those classic friends. Not even like Ari, but a guy that just always. Not like he's a dumb guy. He's been acted. He's been in a million things. He's just one of those like kind of like meathead guys, but he always says the funniest shit. One time, before I tell this,
Shore.
he used to be the door guy at the Saddle Ranch for years and years and years.
So he was dripping in puss.
Big guy.
all the time.
And he's a good-looking guy too. And he's the kind of guy that before I worked at the Red Zone, we would be working. We'd be always at your buddy's house. We'd have 6 TVs set up, and we just drop camp all day, just order food and smoke pot all day, and watch football all day. He shows up like late, so now it's like the afternoon games. We've been together for like 4 hours. Oh shit! I just remembered I had my 11th threesome last night.
what?
And all of us go. You walk in with that story.
Yeah.
You walk in with a guest who had a
11th.
threesome, and it's his 11th. So he's the kind of guy that every time he says something, there's a list of questions after he'll say something. So we're at the Saddle Ranch, and he goes, "Let me ask you something, Teebs. Is it gay if a girl wants to put a strap on and fuck you in the ass?" I go, "Sure. I mean, she's behind you. There's not really like an intimate thing. They're shaped like dicks. You're getting fucked from a... It's kind of leaning gay." Huh. Well, is it gay if she wants to put a finger in your ass? I go, nah, I don't think
Before
that's
or after
gay.
the dildo?
I think if it's just a finger in the ass, that's different, kind of curiosity, exploratory. I don't think that's as gay. How many fingers have you had in your ass? And he goes, "At one time." I go, that wasn't my original question, but it is now. Yeah, at one time. So he's texting me during that, because I told him to watch that show.
How many fingers?
Oh, I don't remember that. That was fucking 18 years ago.
All of them.
18 years ago.
How many you got?
He was he was also the same guy that, remember Jay Leno, Man on the Street thing he used to do? He starts texting all of us, this is 15, 16 years ago. "Everybody, check out Leno. I'm on Leno tonight." And all of us are like, "What is this motherfucker doing on Leno?" Okay. Sure as shit, Man on the Street. Here comes fucking Frank walking down the street, and we're all like, yes, this is going to be great. Shows him, I only remember a few of them, Leaning Tower of Pisa. Mm-hmm. What's this called? Tilting, cheesing. He goes back and forth between tilting towers, and teasing towers, pluralizes both of them, settles on
Teasing
tilting
towers.
Nope. Grand Canyon, man-made or natural?
Oh.
That's a good one, Jay. It's a good one. And Jay Leno goes, maybe man just enhanced it a little bit. That's it. Snaps his finger, points at Jay and goes, nailed it. That's it.
Thanks for giving me that light bulb there, Jay.
Every single one of them was fucking hilarious that he was on. And so I told him, hey, watch that show. We were talking about Game of Thrones, and I go, dude, check out this 104. I think you like it. And then he texts me back, and he goes, kid, and it was his text, but I just read it in his voice, you know. He goes, tell you what, bro. If I'm old girl, in episode 1, if I'm old girl, I'm at least opening up the door talking about it's hot in here. Fuck, dude. I was dying laughing.
Old girl.
Yeah, hey, if I'm old girl, I'm at least... That shit was creepy, kid. That shit was creepy. If I'm old girl, I'm at least opening up the door talking about it's hot in here. Fuck, man. I love that guy. That guy really is a wonderful, wonderful guy.
That's
I've been forever.
the last episode of Game of Thrones is coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just
Is
started
it-
watching this season.
They have like 7 or 8 episodes only.
Wait a
in
minute.
fucking
You've
season.
never seen it before, and now you just start
Let
at
me
this
tell you
season?
what my plan
Did you
is.
catch
Keeps.
up? Did you catch up already?
Catch up? No need. I got a brain. Here's what I'm doing, right?
You dumb fuck.
My wife, yeah. You tell me, you call me whatever you
This
want.
is never going to
Oh, no, I can't wait. I can't
This
wait.
works great. Are you kidding me? So she says to me, I go, Game of Thrones.
Daenerys?
My wife, my
Okay,
wife, who's
got
a
it.
huge Game of Thrones, has watched every episode.
Of course.
So she goes, it's coming back. I go, I'm going to start watching it. She goes, well, you got to go back. I go, I'm not watching all the
Has
other
your
episodes.
wife watched all of them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
she's
one of
like
them.
religious, big
yeah,
fan. Yeah,
An
yeah.
American.
So she's like,
Yeah,
are you
of
going
course.
to, are you going to, I go, no, what am I go, I get the premise. I go, I understand television and the narrative thought, okay?
I've been on sitcoms.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, so I watched the first episode of the season, right?
Can you tell us the rest of this as Brody?
So I watched the first episode of the season, and I got it.
He's got my
The
favorite.
little
brody.
guy, mad at his brother. Yeah, they're brothers. The brother fucks the sister.
Sure.
Obviously, there's family problems. Okay? Families have good times. Families have bad times.
Yeah.
My sister beat me with keys. That hurt the most because she was a janitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get, like, I understand what the problem is. Like, these people don't like each other. There's a war going on. It's Sopranos. It's fucking Boardwalk Empire. It's battling
I
for
miss Boardwalk
territories.
Empire.
So, I look, when they start to talk about the minutia, like, you did this to me because of that guy. And all right, fine. I don't get all the backstory. But the fucking dragons come out and start breathing fire. And you don't need to know. You don't have to watch
You came on
700
the-
hours to know that that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well,
And
we had to watch
obviously
it because it's
those-
the first time that's ever happened in
And then
6
that
years.
fucking dragon. I told my wife, I go, hey,
knew that was
she go-
coming.
I go, they're gonna kill that fucking dragon, that creepy guy. She goes, what? The dragon? I go, and it
For
did. I
sure
go,
you can see
you
that
spent
coming."
thousands of hours watching this show, and I knew that was gonna happen before you did.
I just don't understand how the first time I watched it, it was when there's a scene when Khaleesi,
Yeah,
the
I missed
mother
all
of
the nudity, by
dragons,
the way, because I respect women.
it's not worth it.
That's why I'm not going
The
back.
best
to watch
stuff
the
was
other
when Mole was nude. Anyway, she walks in with eggs into a fire.
Yeah, my wife
where
told
she
me.
would burn alive, and then that hatches the dragons. That was the first thing I watched. I thought, this is gay.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking whatever, fucking children. And then I watched it from the beginning, and I'm like, there's for sure dragons in the world. Like they're smarter than us, and they're somewhere else right now. I don't know how you suspend your disbelief enough to just jump. You got a really creative mind.
First of all, you know the opening tells you everything. It shows you the map of where everyone lives.
Yep.
So
Who can
already,
see
It's
that
the
map?
longest
I've had to
opening, by the way.
screenshot that
Lannisters,
opening map
Starks.
100 times.
it
I
always
take
adds
pictures of
to
it.
it.
Where's Westeros? Are they across a big
I don't
river?
even know what you're
Is it a
talking
lake?
about.
What's going on?
I'll tell you right now, those fucking White Walkers out there are some bad motherfuckers.
What about
Re-
the White Walker polar bear?
What is that thing? That's
It's a
like the
White
thing
Walker
from
polar
Lost.
Yeah, it is like the thing from Lost.
That's a show I've never seen. Is that worth seeing? Should
Lost?
I go
I've
back
watched
and
it
see
twice. Yeah, well, here's the deal.
I like
I heard they
Imagine-
dropped the ball at the end.
Yes, and imagine
finally.
imagine the joy you feel right now for the love of Game of Thrones,
Right.
and then having it like at the end, like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and then like a little boy wraps it up, and it was like a toy, and he just puts it in his pocket, and you're like, what the fuck was like that whole like,
right.
you know, you're like,
yeah.
They're like, yeah, no, #aliens. We're out.
yeah,
Thanks for the seasons.
so some
Yeah.
stupid way that it
Well, that
goes.
was-
Yeah, somebody just wakes up and I'm
Yeah,
like,
like a
oh,
kid
that was a
just
weird dream.
Puts his puzzle away, and that was it.
Right.
That was the end of Saint Elsewhere,
Ah.
where it's the whole show was an autistic child's snow globe.
What?
Yeah, that's how Saint Elsewhere ended.
Really?
Yeah,
The hospital show?
the hospital show with Denzel Washington.
Shut up.
Yep.
With Denzel
Really?
Washington.
Yeah.
Denzel was in St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like 2 years.
They ended
What are
this-
you, 64? How do you
No.
remember? How
You
do
don't remember that? I remember saying that.
No.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Hill Street Blues, I
Wow.
remember.
That was before that. Hill Street Blues.
Yeah, I just remember the
predated-
names of these shows.
Oh, okay, sure. We're just
I don't
naming
have
all-
any idea that. I mean, I knew it was in a hospital. Was it in Chicago?
I don't
Where
really
was St.
remember how
Elsewhere?
shows do-
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it was Chicago.
I don't
I'm
know.
impressed.
I feel like they always are.
I would have
Damn.
remembered that.
And
What do you
that's
guys?
Sunday night. Are we coming over to your house on Sunday too? Then or what?
No, Sunday I got to do a benefit
mean
for
no?
Paulie at the Comedy Store.
For who?
Paulie.
Oh, you do?
What's
Why
he
don't
doing?
you plug
What's
some?
he benefiting?
Plug some
it's
dates you got real
something.
quick.
Yeah, I'm doing a benefit at the Comedy Store on Sunday. I don't know what it's for.
What time? What
I
time will
think
that
it's
be?
8 o'clock.
I'm gonna come
It's Paulie Shore's running a benefit for Children of the Night. That's not it.
That sounds creepy.
It's weird, but
Did
yeah.
it's what? It's for the children of the night, bro. Night,
Night
walker
body
kids.
night. The Night Walkers, bro.
You know what he thinks my name is?
Tibbs?
Did let me have a cigarette, bro. Did let me get one for my baby too. Always wants 2 cigarettes, one for
Oh.
him and one for whatever scallywag he's talking to. I'll plug some stuff while you're looking yours
I got
up.
October 5, 6, 7, Portland. Going back to Portland.
Sweet.
Helium Comedy Club.
Oh.
October.
Somebody just told me last night that there is a vegan strip club in Portland.
There's more strip clubs in
course.
Portland than if they have, every place has like a bar and like one
And
girl.
good steaks. I remember going to a strip club in Portland that had the bomb steaks, and they were like $4, and they were awesome.
Yeah, they all serve food too.
Yeah, but a vegan one, I thought are those just fat gooey girls in there? Like
Probably.
in
I don't even go to that one.
It's a good thing we're watching the fight at your house because I am doing the Rannazzisi Comedy Festival and Heavy Metal Drummer Festival.
Wait, when?
Every night starting at 1 a.m. all of September, brought to you by me, Danish and O'Neill.
I don't think that's a good idea. Well, because I'm going to be home all September. I don't want that going on in my house. Did you book the bands already?
Yeah, they're booked.
right.
But it's mostly drummers, though. Like one band has 11 drummers, 9 guitar players.
What are they,
It's gonna-
Kodo?
You get the guy from the Muppets.
It's going to be pretty epic. Oh, yeah, Animal's going to be there.
Animal from the Muppets. That's cool.
And then I am doing a big benefit for the troops, the ISIS troops. That should be good. I'm at the Broken Mic. Then I'm at Night of 1,000
feel like you're
Bachelorette
on
parties.
The wrong side of history.
Yeah,
Or-
dude. There's a way to change that.
Then I'll be at the Dutch Oven.
That's where you have your residency, right?
at the Dutch Oven. Yeah. And for all my other dates, you can follow me on Grindr. Now, John Jones.
So what happens
lost
there
his
now?
mind or what?
Does he not know what he's taking, or I have no idea what the fallout's been
It was an
since
oral steroid. It wasn't masking
Sorry.
drugs. It was a straight up oral steroid, not injected into him. There's no, I don't know if he thinks somebody his only excuse could be like, nah, man, somebody laced my cocaine. I didn't take steroids.
Who does that fall on?
I mean, they,
Obviously it falls on John
they
Jones.
made
but like,
they made it fall on GAT Nutrition last time, didn't they? They said
Is it the same
didn't
company?
Didn't they? Well, that's who sponsors them. But GAT is not. It's like that's such a lie. What they end up saying, like Anderson said it too. They go, well, the pills that these are made in, there's other pills that are made. So if they make Deca in this also, or whatever the other pills are, they make them in the same as the dick pills. And I took the dick pills, and there was residual. How much fucking residual is that? Like to be bioavailable in your body that alters you so that you piss hot. That's ridiculous. Like you can't. You're making 10,000, 100,000, however many pills you're making in a thing, and there's enough leftover powder of your steroids that you were doing in the same machine.
Sure.
I mean, how do I suspend my disbelief enough to follow the chain of events that says that you're not cheating?
yeah, you can believe dragons, but not that.
Right. Exactly.
I got you. No, I mean, obviously he's got to fire who his nutrition people are, right? I mean,
Or
this
make
is second
better
time.
decisions.
But that's number one.
No,
Decision
number one is
fire.
you stop blaming people and you take fucking ownership of
Accountability.
your goddamn life.
When you're training for like a regular MMA fight, how many like
It's not like
biotins and like how many things are you taking every day?
When I train for an MMA fight or
teams.
him?
Sure, Teeps.
Yeah, you tell us what you take, and then I'll ask Tate.
Besides dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how many
it's mostly
cum
just
loads do you
cum.
shoot
It's just
in?
cum. It's just cum.
Back in the
I mean,
day,
yeah.
it's like guys would take multivitamins and think that they're on top of their nutrition. It's like dudes at the highest level of sport didn't know very much about nutrition, and they still probably don't. So now you've got power lifters, or you've got different guys that are a drug-laden community that are trying to push your nutrition for your best gains or whatever, so you can have a big deadlift, which maybe isn't translating to kicking guys in the head anyway. But like, nobody's there like when he gets out of the ring and he's like, okay, here's your mid-morning pills, and like he's
That's
not.
okay. So it's not like
nobody's
that.
unconsciously putting stuff in their
Okay,
body.
that's what I'm wondering. It's
You know
like
what I mean?
3 times a day I come over and they give me like a shake and some pills, and I take that and.
I mean, maybe that happens. I don't know. But at a certain point, if you're my guy that's giving me pills, I'm vetting you. I'm finding out what those are, and I'm like,
Exactly.
if you fuck me, I'm going to kill you because this is
our-
going to cost me
my
life.
livelihood and
it's gonna
yours
cost me my
too.
life.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
mean,
the only
he's not
thing
gonna
that's
fight
made you
again.
popular. Go back to your dark little fucking gym then forever and never come. Like, it's like it becomes like that. It's like you got to have accountability.
He ain't fighting again
and
for
that's
a
the
long
thing. You
time.
piss hot and all these times, like you're going to piss hot again. I don't get it. I don't know. But I also think it all should be legal. I think it's foolish. I think we're talking about a childish thing.
Does Daniel Cormier now? Do you look at him like a champion? Does he get
No,
respected?
He's gonna wear. That's his belt of shame.
I know.
I mean, he's gonna walk
It
around.
was before.
He can't be saying this is my because the guy that beat the brakes off of you
The Scarlet L.
just gave it to you. Like, enjoy that belt.
but he's only ever lost to him though.
He'll never put that belt on. I don't. I mean, I
Wouldn't you say though, if the guy that that beat you the only 2 times you've ever lost is now never going to probably fight again? Wouldn't you say like, well, then no one's ever beat me. I'm the champion.
The
You
funny
could have
thing
that
is,
mindset.
I feel like there's no belt at all. That belt evaporates, and they have to have other fights to make that belt
get it-
viable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get the potency back in that belt.
Do you think
Because John Jones is the best guy to ever walk,
Do you think he'll ever fight again in the UFC?
for sure. I mean, that's the thing. Is
It's
like
going to be 2 years
it's this
suspension
arbitrary
minimum.
weird thing. I don't know about that.
Well, he had one.
They got
How
Brock,
old is he
they
now?
got Brock Lesnar.
Just turned 30.
It's
Yeah,
weird
those are big 2 years.
the UFC
Sure.
dictates who gets popped, right? Like when Brock came, they gave him a pass. They're like, well, he doesn't have to do a non-season urine analysis because it's such short notice that he's going to fight Mark Hunt, and he pisses hot. You know what I mean? It's like, but he's not expected not to piss hot. You know, like, and USADA doesn't give that to the State Athletic Commission. They give it to the UFC, the result. USADA is owned and paid for by the UFC. It's not the Nevada. So they get to control the narrative.
Yeah.
So it's whatever they want.
I didn't know that.
Really?
So they're not
Shady, right?
they're not a
Outside.
separate sanctioned,
No.
non-affiliated.
Listen, man, here's why I think
You think
USADA
people ever
was,
pissed hot and they've just been like,
Yes,
nope?
absolutely. The Olympics, they
Why
piss
wouldn't
hot
they-
all the time, and they don't fucking...
No, he's talking about in the
And then
UFC.
the UFC.
For sure.
And they cover it up.
For sure.
Why wouldn't they cover up the John Jones thing?
I don't know. I mean, if too many people know, I don't know all the stuff.
Yeah.
This is just my supposition. I don't really. I haven't been in the room when they're going, are we going to let this one out or
Yeah.
not let this one out? But I mean, it's clear that happens with the choices that they've made with other guys. And you can't have it sometimes be okay. You can't have it. Well, it's okay if it's off season. It's like you can't kick fucking Nate Diaz out or Nick Diaz for smoking pot. Like it's like all that shit
That's
is
the
ridiculous. And at the end of the day, when we get epigenetic enhancements where everybody can just be fucking whatever physical specimen you want to be, everybody that's in the arena is going to be in better condition than the two guys fighting. If we keep up the ridiculousness, we either don't you want performance enhancing? Do you want guys untrained?
Well, the
and
problem with
shitty
that
when they
is,
go
Tate,
in?
the problem with that is that it's either all or nothing. Because you have
Right.
people that go, okay, I am not going to use all these different supplements or steroids or use them for recovery or any sort of thing like that because it's against the rules. And then they are the people that do that. So it's not a fair playground. So it's either
It is a fair playground. It's
I'm saying you
available
make
to
it.
everybody.
You make it. Yeah, but there are people. If I say this is the rule, you can't do this. There are people that don't do it.
Aren't there normal limits within a certain if you had a doctor that's going to prescribe I'm going to make Tate have the best possible performance in this fight, and everything's legal, right? You give you a little HGH, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not that I'm going to hurt you. I'm just going to get you to the point where isn't that don't they have the ability to regulate what those levels are? And if you were to make everything legal, why wouldn't you do that and then say piss after and your levels have to be under all of these numbers? And
Almost like a DUI. Like
Sort
you
of, yes.
can't drive.
We know you've been
over a
drinking, but it's
0.08.
.07.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if you test over a point,
because anything over
now you're
this
in trouble.
number will hurt your liver
That
or
makes
hurt your
sense.
brain
Yep.
or hurt your
We
whatever.
don't make sense right now. We want to pretend that things don't exist that are in play and that exist.
I mean,
I
Diaz
think
said
here-
it. Everyone's
the
on
point that they always
steroids.
say, and look,
he said it.
There's a hard argument, but the point that they always make is you don't want to tell kids you have to do this to be able
Fuck
to
kids.
get to that.
Fuck kids. Fuck kids.
Well,
Fuck
what
'em
else-
right in their asses. Fuck them. You guys will take your fucking kids and you'll send them to Sunday school to get fucked by the priest. You'll send them back to the same priest after there's a court proceeding that says he's been fucking your kids. And you're like, I don't know, Jesus. It's fucking ridiculous, this thing. We got cigarettes legal. We got fucking drunk driving that is basically sanctioned by the states that are, in New Mexico anyway. I know a guy that's got 13 drunk drivings. He killed 4 kids. He's still driving today. It's fucking ridiculous that we're going to say, yeah, this small little microcosm of athletes, that's what's really going to sour the brains of kids. How fucking stupid are you people? That's fucking ridiculous. That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. And also, you're the same cunts that are going, listen, dude, I just do it for my kids. I could have really shined in life, but I had these kids, and I'm just doing it for them. It's like, quit blaming your fucking kids for everything. Have responsibility. Love your kids enough to teach them some fucking things, and stop it. That's silly.
I worry about the people, and I don't want to use the kids, but the kids that are trying to make it and just aren't good enough.
Yeah.
And they're going to be them.
I feel we should give them a participation trophy too then.
I'm saying, but then they take extra, and they're like, well, I need more and more,
Good, take
and
it
they
all.
go off
Fuck
the
up.
rails.
You know what being
what I'm
dumb
saying?
is bad for?
Totally.
Your life. Being dumb is not shined upon in Darwin's world, and that it's self-leveling. I'm not trying to save all the dummies. You can't catch all the lemmings before they jump off
No, I
the cliff.
understand that. I'm just saying there's a thing.
I'd rather have them die.
There's an argument to me that say I would like to say you always have an excuse then. I wasn't good enough because I didn't have the right drugs or whatever.
Sure.
Right now, when you have drug testing, it says you weren't good enough because you weren't good enough, or you weren't the best athlete. So
John Jones on no drugs
it's probably
beats me 10 times out of 10 if I'm fucking on drugs. I'm on all the drugs. I don't hit a baseball out of the park like Barry Bonds. It's not a deciding factor.
Doesn't translate.
And I think that for average citizen Joe, that it looks like, dude, that's the thing. If he'd have done this, no, man, it's not that much of a difference. It'll help I think the biggest thing that steroids or drugs will do in the sport is it'll elongate a man who already has a infinitely short career. I think the career in the UFC right now is a year and a half. It's like 18 months or something. It's fucking small.
Sure.
And you can elongate that because you'll be able to not be injured as much. You can recover better. And it'll elongate a career. So you can maybe have a couple more years with that if you're smart about it. The other thing, but it's not like, oh, it made my punches way. I don't believe in that. I believe it changes your mindset, and I think it can be damaging to athletes. If you're Superman and now we're tested and now I'm Lois Lane going in there, I'm not really Superman or whatever the deal is. And I think that has big mental factors that don't get talked about really, because I think guys get broken. I think we saw that with Pride athletes, with Heath Herring and Nogueira. Those guys came back. They looked horrible in the UFC when they came back, but all their confidence, Vanderlei, all their confidence was shook because they're not on drugs anymore. Yeah. And then they found out, oh, we can take drugs here too. And and now we've seen the varying results of all that as they've tightened up the reins on that. But the reason that they tighten the reins on that is because there's class action lawsuits going, hey, UFC, you knew that Steve was taking drugs and he knocked me out and you weren't taking care of me because you don't even test these guys. Well, fuck, when that stuff started to murmur and they're like, we're going to be big and we're going to start selling this company soon.
Was it Mark Hunt doing that? Didn't he want part of Brock's?
But that was after the sale, right?
Yeah.
But like
that was after the sale.
And so what happened before the sale was this thing was happening. They're like, to posture us to sell this, we're going to have to put things in place that act like we care about the athletes.
Got it.
Which they don't.
And the NFL's the same way. NFL's the same way.
And so they just started testing stuff so that when we go to court, we go, hey, dude, we did due diligence. What else could we have done? We had guys we put on suspension. Look at John Jones. He always took a lick for every time that he pissed hot. I mean, that becomes the conversation really, instead of like, I want this to be for the betterment or to not hurt kids or dreams. Fuck you, kids. You're not doing shit anyway. You know what I mean? Either you're going to come up and you're going to shine or you're not. Drugs aren't a part of it. I fought guys on steroids before. It ain't a big deal. What happens most of the time with guys on steroids, because we know so little about it, because it's illegal and because everybody has this cloth they cast over it about cheating, so nobody talks about it. It's untested. Guys run out of gas. All the guys that I knew that would train that were like big steroid guys, fuck, good, man, good, let's go. Because after the first round, you're fucked. Like, you got no gas tank at all. Now, that's just in practice. Then you put it into a game day, you got to weigh something. You're normally a 185er, but now you can't get underneath 190 for some reason. That's weird. I wonder what he's taking that's holding all that extra weight. You know, and now you're really fucked, and now you're mentally fucked up too. It's like there's a whole bunch of. It's not a simple thing like he took steroids, so he's better, and that's why he's won. That's an immature argument. You know what I mean? And I do believe, fuck, we want big V8s. We like Trump, this big blowhard and president. Like, we in America, we like all that big shit.
It's
Give me
show,
double D
yeah.
titties. Implant whatever in your ass, baby. I love all that. We like WWE, where guys are just on steroids and in tights. That's all we really know about it, but we love it. We don't want this in baseball.
What are the chances one of those guys pisses? I mean, I don't think Mayweather pisses positive, but McGregor.
I don't think so.
I doubt either one. Neither one of them have that in them. They're not that. I don't know. I mean, if Mayweather was ever going to piss,
do if you're the
Mayweather's
UFC,
probably on test.
Probably.
He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
He's probably on test. He likes testosterone.
Oh, okay.
He likes to be rich and fuck a lot. You know what I mean? It's probably more of a sexual enhancement for him than it is for anything else.
Hang on. Get on testosterone.
Yep. Acquire testosterone.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like,
Be a man
I
for
don't know.
once.
It seems silly to me, this whole talk.
Oh, it
and the
makes.
suspensions.
I understand.
And
yeah.
also, why?
Because
do we
then, what do
wanna-
you do with the money? Then what do you do? Like, how do you sell this fight for $60 and then
Right.
say like, thanks for watching, and
Dude,
then a
you know
month
what's
later
worth
go, by the way, the
$60?
results don't really matter, and the other guy.
I'm so
really
sick of that happening.
And then what happens with
What
that
about,
money?
What about Brock Lesnar and John Jones fully juiced? Let's see that. Have we ever seen Brock Lesnar not juiced? No. Do we all know that?
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen John Jones not juice?
It's
Not in
like,
a while.
You know, yeah, probably not. And I don't think it matters. And also, on the other side of it, am I more offended by John Jones being juiced or DC having a spare tire and being floppy and overweight? That's the highest representation of the sport.
Yep.
How embarrassed are you? Why are you not embarrassed? Man, look like a goddamn champion then.
He's always
maybe
like
if you
that.
worked harder, then that would be, you know what I mean? It's like, it becomes that kind of thing. It's like, what face are you? Is that a worse face on the sport? John Jones doing that and going, this is just, I live in America and this is fucking what it is and like whatever and everything's available to me.
Do you think they released it this week because it's getting swallowed up by this thing?
I don't know.
I mean, I did see him on SportsCenter, Dana
think
White,
so.
taking a couple questions
Yeah.
about it, and he's like, "It's a black guy for this and that," but he can always pivot to like how exciting this is.
Yeah, you know the NFL always does that. They'll wait
Yeah,
to
they'll
release
so
something.
it's sort of
yeah.
like, you know, I mean, if this fight wasn't happening this week and John Jones got suspended, that
It would be a big news.
big,
It would be the
fucking
biggest
story.
news story in
Yeah.
fighting.
Sports.
Yeah.
You know, one of them. But
I mean, let's face it, all those guys that are there, like DC is a tremendous athlete. He's fucking one of the very best guys in the world at what he does. And he's a great orator. He's got all of that. Everybody knows this. And so now is this just positioning to pump up another fight or to say sour grapes? Because the thing is that I know as a man, I walk into a ring, there's guys, I got knocked out by a guy, I got stopped by him, not completely finished, but like they stopped the fight and they should have. And I got clipped. And it's a guy that was not better than me. I'll say that 100 times. And I was better than him in wrestling. I was better at striking. I was better at everywhere.
But he just got clipped.
And a guy says to me afterwards, we come out, and he goes, there's a lot of talk. 9 times out of 10, dude. 9 times out of 100, fuck, man, you beat that dude's ass. Like, and my ego wants to go, yeah. And then I go, then the mind that I love that keeps me honest spoke to me. And I wish that mind spoke to those guys that bitch about all that shit. And the thing is, 100% of the time that I met that guy in combat, he knocked me out. That's the only truth there is.
Yep.
There's not like, if I'd have done it this way, I'd have been able to be more successful. No, motherfucker, there's only what happened.
yeah.
And I have to look at reality. I can't look at these fantasy football leagues and all that faggotry that goes on. It's like, it's just what's real. You know what I mean? And that's the realest thing about fighting that I loved, is because we can find out, you know, jiu-jitsu's rad. Oh, really? Are you a black belt in X, Y, or Z? Cool. Is that better than the shit I got? Cool. Let's see. We can find out in like 3 minutes on the mat. Easy. Nobody even has to get hurt, and I'll know. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, that's the thing, is like, that's a proving ground of truth, that cage. And what happens in there, like once I enter there with another guy, it's me and him, and that's it. And I'm not thinking about like, did he eat a full breakfast? Is he hydrated? Did he take fucking...
Does he think I'm
Man,
pretty?
That ain't part of the conversation.
Does he wanna
Is
kiss
he on
me?
test? This guy's on test. Imagine that. He's on test. He's on coke. He's on PCP, and he's coming at you across the cage.
Yeah,
Now what?
what are you gonna do?
You're here.
We're real
You
time
go,
now.
Hey, I want to test.
Whoa,
Because
this guy,
because
veins look pretty
Car,
heavy. Hold on.
Car.
and that's the other thing, that it's all like, I'm just calling.
20
I'm not.
seconds.
I'm not even really maybe saying I know. Like maybe having it all full bore legal isn't the way. But there's so much fuckery in there. I'm like, can we just stop the fuckery and just let it all be legal, even if that hurts us a little bit at first? Because the fact is, you piss test us before we fight.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
what
stop.
I'm saying.
You didn't
Yeah.
stop the fight. You guys. So you knew he pissed hot, and you still put me in a cage with him. How about you fuck yourself then?
How long does it
if
take to
that's
get
a real
results?
rule?
How long does it take to get
What
results?
is it? An hour?
Is it really?
I mean, I don't know. Like, what's the technology for that? How hard is it to find metabolites in your blood or piss? Not very fucking hard.
I don't know. I think it seems like it takes time.
Apparently
Yeah.
it takes a couple weeks.
It takes a month. Apparently, it takes a month.
I mean, that's
It takes a
fuckery,
month.
right? That's ridiculous.
That should be the thing. You should wait while the commentators are talking to doing their walkouts,
Right.
and then the results come out. Like both fighters are clean,
And they put handcuffs on a guy.
And then if it's not,
Yeah.
like then you get to vote. Like, do we still want to see these guys fight?
Yeah,
anyway?
thumbs up or thumbs down. You do it emperor style.
Yeah.
That'd be
Fuck
rad.
yes. Fuck yes.
And like they just randomly pick a
they go,
ticket.
They go, DC, you still want to get some?
Yeah.
He's a little elevated. Huh?
Bring them on.
Tate, what's going on to Caveman?
Caveman Coffee. We're just over there killing it.
Yeah, what do you guys got that's new?
I don't know that we have anything new per se, but we've got a reformulated vanilla MCT that's fucking pretty nice. And we're all out through New York and Whole Foods and stuff like that. And we're just looking at distribution more and talking to. It's weird because I'm learning. It's a lesson for me mostly because I'm talking to all these VC guys now, and I don't know how to have that conversation really. And so just kind of learning as I go through these waters
Right.
that is where we're at. And technologically, I'm looking at doing a couple things that are pretty fun with it. And that I don't know. I look at whatever I'm doing isn't forever.
Mm-hmm.
Even your mom, and it's just a stepping stone of learning.
Mine or his?
Learning how to take it to the next thing, right? So like whatever I did before is just informing me more of how to be better at the thing I do next time. And
Right.
so there's a bunch of cool. I feel like I'm in school all the time with Caveman Coffee.
Yeah, go to cavemancoffeeco.com, guys, and get what you want. You can use the code PUNCHDRUNK. That'll give you 15% off of whatever you want. I personally love the nitros. You know, I hung out with you and Jardine the other day. No offense to him, because he would absolutely rip my head off and just shit down my neck just as a goof.
Pretty scary guy.
He was a little shorter than I thought he was going to be. And maybe it's because I'm so used to how tall you are. But I was like, oh, wow, he's much shorter. And then he shook my hand. I'm like,
He's one of the strongest people ever
He fucking looks like it. So I was talking to him for a while, and then he goes, how do you like your coffee? He goes, you just like the nitros, don't you? I go, yeah. And then he starts giving me all this scientific fucking.
He's fucking a nerd on it.
He really was. I mean, he was really excited to talk about it. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time.
Too, dude.
And I don't have that.
He's on Shameless. He's filming this season of Shameless right now.
That's one of my favorite shows,
dude.
bro.
Yeah. So he booked a recurring role on that. He's in this other show.
That's how me and my sister grew up. We always just say that's about our family.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, you know, I may have told this on this show before, but my dad and my uncle, they used to drive around like the South Side and like right by East Chicago, Hammond, Gary, all around there. They would drive around in a pickup truck. If they saw an unruly looking character on a bicycle, they would yell, "That's my bike." And if they jumped off the bike and ran, they would just
an
re-steal
unruly looking character.
Someone who didn't deserve that bicycle. You're like, that guy, that's not his bicycle. He stole that fucking bike.
Pretty much anybody black or anybody white trash looking.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, that was their game. They would yell, "That's my bike." If they jumped off and ran, they would just re-steal the bike. And if they didn't, they would just keep on driving like it was no big deal. And then they would sell like 6 bikes at the end of the day.
I mean, if anybody's ever been, like, you maybe don't notice, but like if you live in a neighborhood like that, and it's common, you'll see a dude that's a 6'4", rugged gangbanger looking dude,
Debo.
and he's riding a little girl's bike or something like that. And you're like, okay, and that's everywhere. Nobody has their own bike.
That's my bike, punk.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's my bike, punk.
Yeah, well, KJ's doing that, and then we got the show Godless coming out. Me and him and Cowboy did, which is like a cowboy show where that'll be fucking awesome.
I just saw, was he in Logan?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw him in that. Okay, yeah.
Machine gunning people out of the back.
Yeah,
of
in the
truck
back. Yeah,
that.
I'm like that. It was a quick little thing. I'm like, damn, that looks like him.
Yeah, man. So that's going on. We got big. We at the end of the month in Texas, in Dallas, we've got a 2-year. On the 31st, we've got a 2-year anniversary of Clutch Dallas, and then we're having a big party then. And then at the end of September, it's a 5-year of Concrete Cowboy Dallas. And so
how's the Chicago one going?
Those are going great too, man. Yeah, that's wicked, and they're looking at doing some more things out there. So that's all pretty exciting.
Cool, man.
And what else? Pirate Life Radio, just doing that, and then trying to get another job. It's a weird thing being in this business. Like, you're continually unemployed.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I love that life. Cool. You get to just go tell jokes and all that. It's like,
I always say that.
I'm unemployed all the time.
Every Monday or Tuesday, we're unemployed.
Oh, yeah. Security. I'm unemployed till I get on stage tonight.
I mean, it's like you having that, having your show.
Yeah.
Must have given you so much solace as far as having a family and going, okay, it can be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because as an artist that's out there just trying to do the damn thing, it's like,
day to day.
Fuck, I don't know that I can feed myself, let alone have somebody that I take care of.
Dude, Red Zone starts tomorrow. First rehearsals tomorrow, and I'm like,
let's do it.
Yep. 19 weeks of me having fucking consistent money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
That's a real thing, that psyche that goes into being a creative. Because, I mean, that's all beautiful and ethereal and everything else, but I got to put gas in the car.
I know. It's trust in
yourself.
yourself.
This is an expensive town to live in.
Yeah.
This is an expensive town to live in.
I know.
You look at houses where you're like, hey, that's a nice little $2.5 million house.
So
that
crazy.
is a $80,000 house in my hometown.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
My buddy has a house in Pensacola, and he goes, what do you pay for your apartment? I have a small studio. He goes, what do you pay in that place? And I told him what I pay, and he goes, dude, that's my mortgage. I have 4-bedroom and a swimming pool.
Yeah.
That's my mortgage. I have a room. My apartment is as big as this room practically.
Yep. It's wild, man.
Door, kitchen,
I
and a
look at
bathroom
real
in here.
estate, like on my phone a lot. So like if I land in a city that I haven't been in before, I'll just sit in the hotel and do it. And then sometimes your margins of what you are looking for the houses are left over from LA, and I'll have them there in like Columbus, Ohio, and you can see what you get in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it would be like what Mayweather would live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
a
a car
$200,000 house
Yeah.
in my hometown.
Forget it.
Is a $7 million house in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
insane.
5-6 bedroom, pool, all that shit.
Fuck it, dude.
Did you guys watch? You watch Ozarks?
I just start.
I
I'm
just
on
finished it.
Episode 7. I'm up to.
Loved it. I watched 7
Oh,
episodes
can I have
in
a
one
question
day.
though?
So
Okay, you guys
good.
have both watched it.
I
This
just
has
finished
nothing
it.
to do with the show, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Explain to me one part about that I'm not understanding about money laundering. So, say you had like you said, $5 million, right?
Sure.
How is he putting money into the church? Like, say he was going to build the church, right? And how would you then get that money out? Say you put $1 million into building the church.
Right.
Is it so that it only really cost $100,000, but you invoice like $500,000?
Right. He's my carpenter. How much is it going to cost you to frame this? $50. Okay, I'm going to write it up for $500, and I'm going to give you $50. It's shit
Or
like
70
that.
maybe.
But
I'll probably have to give you-
but then the part that I don't get is that Jayson has to claim that he's been paid $500. So I have to pay his taxes on that too, I would think.
So how much? Yeah. So maybe that's why he said 15% of it doesn't come back. But it was a putting money into buildings was a little confusing to me. I was like, how do you then recoup that?
It explains lampshade stores in L.A. to me. I'm like, how does this motherfucker just sell lamp? I never bought a lampshade in my life.
I know.
How do they? And now they're, oh, heroin. That's why the lampshade stores they've been there 30 years.
They just have to clean money.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing where you look at like the
Rug
Pentagon.
stores. Who's buying rugs? You buying that many rugs that you can keep a fucking business
Trust
on
me.
Melrose? Stop
My
it.
wife bought a lot of rugs when we bought our house. She wanted hardwood floor, and then she goes out, and I'm like, what are you getting? $5,000 worth of rugs. I'm like, we could have had carpet. We could have gone to a house with fucking carpet.
Could have.
Fuck it.
Party's over.
Yeah, that was confusing
Guys,
to me.
thank you guys so much for being on the show. Thanks
Thank
everybody
you.
for listening.
No problem.
One last plug that we got for all things comedy is it's our good friends at It's Just Fruit. Is that what it's called?
What? It's a
That's
great-
itfruit.com. That's itfruit.com. Great fruit bars, good tasting. Big flavor, 4 grams of, that's funny, of
4
veggie
grams?
protein. And they have veggies. They have veggie as well. I know we had the It's Just Fruit on here before. But this time, they also have veggie ones, man. It's good. It's healthy. Under 100 calories. Vegetables, fruits, all the things that you need. Go to that's itfruit.com /punchdrunk, and
I
that'll
feel like
get
they
you.
have to change their name.
Do you?
You can't be fucking saying
That's
just fruit.
fruit.
Oh, we got vegetables too.
Well,
no,
that's-
man.
That's actually what they
No.
started with. That's actually what they started with.
Bad name.
And the fruit's going good, but they just want to remind everybody, hey, they have veggie ones too. It's good for the kids. It's not so full of sugar. Everybody loves it. Even the Fight Nanny
Is
uses it
there
all
a
the time.
suggestion box? Can I go to their website and?
I think you're doing it right now. into
Okay.
the verbal suggestion.
I think you are doing it.
box.
As always, thank you guys so much. Tuesday, Sam and Ari will be back, and we will announce all of the people that are in our fantasy league. I will give a quick spoiler alert. One person is in. Everybody has submitted wonderful things. A guy's going to slam his dick in a dictionary. I told him as long as it's on the penis page of the dictionary, that'll be fine. You're probably in. Everybody suggested a lot of crazy things of why they want to get in. But the one guy that I picked myself that I love the most, his email subject just said football, and the body of the email just said thanks. You're in, sir. Everybody else, paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. One guy just says subject football, thanks. Dave or whatever his fucking name is.
I can beat that guy.
That guy is in. I imagine he is ESL. If anybody else isn't. So thank you guys so much. Go check out Sammy. See Ari whenever you can see him, but watch his special Double Negative on Netflix. Both of them are hilarious, and I'm very proud of my buddy. And go see Sam in Philly. You guys, thank you guys so much. I love you guys both.
I
very
want
much.
to. I want to also, if people could tweet Bobby Lee and talk about how he broke my heart.
Yeah.
That'd be good. too.
Chucky White's got his heart broken.
Thanks, man.
Suck it.
Second.